Big Dude Saturday is sponsored by AT&T Business. Next level moments need the Next Level Network. From Darrell K. Royal, Texas Memorial Stadium here in Austin, we've got the 6-2 Kansas State Wildcats in town to take on Coach Sark's 7-1, 7th-ranked Texas Longhorns. Hi, everybody. I'm Gus Johnson along with my quarterback, Joel Klatt. Welcome to Austin, Texas. Folks, not only is this going to be a great game, but it's a big one because the winner has an inside track on the Big 12 championship. As for Texas, they've had a wonderful season. Beat Alabama on the road earlier this season. However, last couple of weeks against Houston, they lose their starting quarterback in Quinn Ewers. Now they're going to rely on that running game, Jonathan Brooks, and they brought in for the second consecutive week a young man from Inglewood, California. He's 6'5" with a golden arm, and his name is Malik Murphy.
That was pretty good, Howard. That was very good. That was very good. And you know what? For Malik Murphy, he needs the other stars to play well. You know, because let's face it, he's still an inexperienced guy. And in a game like this against the defending Big 12 champs, you need your players to make plays for you. That means Jonathan Brooks at the running back position. That means Xavier Worthy at the wide receiver position, getting him in one-on-one opportunities down the field. And for Malik Murphy, it also means not making mistakes. This is a guy that created a couple of turnovers last week in his one start against BYU. If he can play clean, Gus, they're going to have a great chance because of those playmakers on the outside.
Chris Kleiman has done a wonderful job at Kansas State. They're 16-6 over the last 2 seasons, including a Big 12 championship game last year. And he's going to go with a senior and a freshman that's got some feline quickness at quarterback.
So the last 3 games, they've totally transformed from an offensive perspective. They're back to what we expected Kansas State to be at the beginning of the year, and it's because of these 2 quarterbacks. Will Howard to start. He's the one that led them to that championship a year ago, and he's playing so much better, but part of that is because of the inclusion of Avery Johnson in the lineup. Now, he's not going to play a ton, but when he does play, he's the most electric guy on the field. He's their fastest player, and he's their opportunity, Gus, to create big plays, and that's what they're going to need today against Texas.
You know who creates big plays all the time?
I know exactly. Send it down.
That's right.
That's right.
On the sideline, the All-American girl. Let's go to Jenny Tabb.
All right, guys, thank you. Well, you know what? Texas football is in a great place. First ever top 10 ranking in the college football playoff. But what is different? Well, it's year 3 for Coach Sarkisian, and he told us yesterday there's a couple key areas where they have improved. Physically, they look the part. The culture is understood from top to bottom, and they bring a certain kind of toughness every single day. Now, Sark also credits the veterans who've been a part of this journey from day one with him. They have bought in, and they have worked hard. One of those guys is John Barron, who told me yesterday during preseason the team would stare up at that conference championship banner, well aware that Texas has not been up there since 2009. Sark likes to say this: championship teams, well, they find a way to win the pretty games. They find a way to win the ugly ones, and today they need to do whatever it takes to get it done.
All right, Jenny, thank you very much. K-State won the toss and deferred. Texas will receive. Great day for football, 66 degrees, little humid at kickoff time. And here we go, Kansas State and Texas. Get ready, folks, for a slobber knocker. That's what they call games like this.
That's right. Run game oriented, even with the Longhorns.
And that'll bring in young Malik Murphy, 6'5", 238, freshman, as we mentioned, out of Sarah High School. He's from Inglewood, California.
Yeah, and he's such a talented player. And I tell you, watching him both on film and in practice, he is such a talented thrower of the football. It's not going to surprise me at all if, yes, they lean on the run game, but also they give Malik Murphy the chance to make plays down the field. Watching this first series for a shot or 2 to Xavier Worthy.
Murphy, 16 of 25, 170 yards, 2 touchdowns, an interception, and he lost the fumble. Meanwhile, Worthy turns it up. He is Mr. Explosive for this Texas team. Gains 24 yards on the first play of the game.
Well, this Texas offense, they're predicated on what this offensive line can do up front, and it's one of the best in the conference, if not the country. They've got great size, and they're starting to get so much more experience under their belt, I think led by Kelvin Banks. But on the outside, I tell you, they've got a plethora. That's right. of players that they can get the ball to.
And this time they'll hand it to Jonathan Brooks, looking for a hold, no gain on the play. Defensively, this Kansas State Wildcats defense, they'll play with you.
Yeah, they will. And they've changed this 3-3-5 style of defense, and it's a defense that wants eyes in the backfield. These safeties in the back end, they're the key. Kobe Savage, number 2, he's the key to the entire defense.
2nd down and 10 at the 49. Murphy out of the gun, play fake, looking over the middle, and he throws a strike. Beautiful pass. That's Mitchell, who had 2 touchdowns last week. 7 on the season, and he gains 12.
And that was a really good anticipation throw from Murphy. He threw that before Mitchell was even out of his break. That just shows you early in this game that Malik Murphy is locked in. That's the one thing with a young quarterback, Gus, you got to watch out for is, are they anticipating throws? That one was a terrific throw there.
So a 1st down at the Kansas State 38. Play fake. He'll drop it off, picked up, and Worthy will let that one go out of bounds. But Malik Murphy, Joel, was the most talked about player from the 2023 spring game.
Yeah, he played so well in that matchup. And I think a lot of people open their eyes to Murphy because that spring game was supposed to be about Arch Manning after coming in and being so heralded in recruiting, and yet it was Murphy that stole the show behind Quinn Ewers. There's Manning, who's been getting a few of the first team reps here as the season has gone along. Won't be shocked if we see him potentially today at some point, but it's Murphy's show.
On 2nd and 10, he'll drop it off on the slant. And that ball, a 5-yard gain for Sanders. So far, Texas with great rhythm to start this one.
Yep, but now you face the 3rd down changeup, and this is where the defense will get more aggressive for Kansas State. And this is where Murphy will have to locate where the pressure is coming from and then deal with some of that pressure if it finds its way into the backfield.
3rd down and 5 at the 33. Murphy not a runner.
False start. Offense number 0. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
That's Jatavion Sanders.
And that is not what you want. That was an easier 3rd down and manageable there, but now it goes to the 3rd and long. And this is where Kansas State can change it up. They can go play back at the sticks with their safeties, or they can continue to heat them up. You saw the blitz look there on the last snap before the false start, and it looks like Kansas State will change up the look just a little bit.
3rd down 10 at the 38-yard line. Opening series for Texas. Here's Murphy, steps to his throw, goes deep and incomplete. Intended for Xavier Worthy, who may have had a step, and that'll bring up 4th down.
He did have a step. Worthy in the slot here. Watch, he's going to run a great route on the inside, and he gets the leverage, and right there that ball is thrown with good anticipation, but just too far in front of Worthy. And now Texas has a decision to make, and on 4th down, it looks like the offense is staying on the field here, Gus, on a 4th and long.
Steve Sarkisian very confident in his defense. That's why he goes for it on 4th down, 4th and 10. Kansas State looking like they want to blitz.
I tell you, they've got a one-on-one to Worthy if they want it here. And they look back, and now Sark is going to end up taking the delay and punt it away.
5-yard penalty, 4th down.
You know, not a bad strategy there. I wonder to myself there if Sark had any intentions of going for it, but he wanted to get into a formation on a 4th down in a critical situation just to see what the call would be from Kansas State, knowing he was going to potentially take a delay game anyways and punt it away.
So Ryan Sanborn comes in to punt from his own 43-yard line. Phillip Brooks is the deep man. Kansas State gets off the field. Here's Brooks, lets it go over his head, bounces backwards, and will be downed at the 6-yard line. No score. K-State ready to come on the field on offense. Time for today's Game Flow, sponsored by Progressive. Big Noon Saturday is sponsored by AT&T Business. Next level moments need the next level network. And by Progressive Insurance, round out your protection with life, phone, and pet health insurance. Welcome back to Austin. Kansas State on the field now offensively. Will Howard, 15 of 17, 164 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks last week. Here's a young man that has thrown 7 interceptions on the season, most of them coming early. And now he starts first down and 10 in his own 7-yard line. And he'll throw it out wide on first down. Sinnott with the reception, 3-yard gain.
This offensive line is one of the most experienced in the country. Bring back all 5 starters from that Big 12 championship team, and that's one of the reasons why they had heightened expectations. On the outside, they struggle at wide receiver, but man, this is a great run game. This run game is the most diverse run game in the country, and it's one of the best in the country at number 5 in college football.
On second down and 7, here's Gittens running straight ahead, and he'll pick up the first down. TJ Gittens stopped by Ryan Watts defensively for Texas.
It starts up front. Those guys up front. Devondre Sweat, Byron Murphy, even Jalen Ford at middle linebacker. The middle of the interior is where the strength of the defense is held. I think that the secondary is good, probably not great. Jahdae Barron is really the guy that has to be the leader there in the back end, number 23.
First and 10 at the 18. Howard, he'll drop it off. That ball deflected at the line of scrimmage and incomplete.
Good job there by Jed Bush on the rush on that outside, right side of the offense. Gets his hands up, gets the ball batted down, and that's what they need on first down. Got to win first down against K-State. They do such a good job of staying on schedule and being able to commit to the run game. So those successful first down defensive plays are vital.
Second and 10 at the 18. He'll run it straight ahead with Gittens, and it's Sweat, the big fella, with the tackle. A 3-yard gain for Kansas State.
Well, this is not where Kansas State wants to be in an obvious passing situation. They're not afraid to run it in these scenarios, but their best offensive threat on the outside is actually their tight end, Ben Sinnott. Sinnott's at the point down here at the bottom of your screen. He's the one they try to get the ball to.
3rd and 7 at the 21. Can Texas get off the field? Howard moving, in trouble, and sack. Texas gets home. Barron Sorrell with the sack, and Kansas State will have to punt it away.
He was looking for Sinnott on that outside, and that was just an excellent job by the Texas secondary. You look at Sinnott, he's down here bottom left. He's trying to work open, can't get open. Good coverage on the opposite side as well, and it allows the rush to get home. And that rush, I tell you, they were so good against Alabama early in the season, and here great against Kansas State on the first series.
So they'll punt it away. Xavier Worthy returned one over 70 yards last week. He'll back up, has it around his own 30 with blockers in front of him, and he's still on the move, and will go out of bounds as he crosses the 50 and gets inside Kansas State territory. An 18-yard return on a 51-yard punt, with the Texas defense pinning their ears back early. Under 10 to play, no score here in the first quarter. Texas with the ball. Now this is Texas's last season as a member of the Big 12. They've won 153 conference games, second most all time. The Longhorns are 3-time Big 12 champions, and in 2005, they won the national championship as a member of the conference. D.Y. Vince Young leading the way.
I still say, of the guys that I actually got to see live with my own eyes or even play against, he was the best. Gus, I can't explain it. He floated, and he had an aura. When he walked on the field, it was like B.Y. had an aura and just floated into the end zone. It felt like on every snap.
Some people feel that by the time it's complete, this young man, Malik Murphy, will have an aura. He's got a swagger about him, an enthusiasm about him. 1st and 10 at the 47. Here's a handoff, Jonathan Brooks. Jonathan Brooks runs into a wall. Games 2 will be there defensively for K-State, chopping them down.
I'll tell you what, and I think up top, Lee is in on the tackle, number 8, and then watch Clifton, 31, bam. tell you what, this team is physical. This defense is one of the best defenses in America. And in fact, you look at the last 26 offensive series that they've faced over the last 3 weeks, they have not given up a touchdown.
Second down and 8 at the 45. Murphy with the handoff straight ahead. Brooks with room, first down. Now Jonathan Brooks waited his turn. He was behind Bijan Robinson, Roschon Johnson, both now in the NFL. Brooks comes off limping, but he's got 923 yards rushing in 8 games.
He's done a great job of filling the void of production left by Bijan. He's not going to beat Bijan, and he even knows that. But, man, he's such a well-rounded back. Can run it inside and outside, catches it well out of the backfield as well.
C.J. Baxter in. Here's Murphy, lobbing it deep. Murphy! Mitchell. And this young man has become a touchdown machine. 37 yards, and the Murph put the biscuit in the basket.
This is such a good route from A.D. Mitchell. Watch in the middle of his route. He's on the outside here, for the left side of your screen. Right here, he gives a little bit of a juke, and that's what allows him to get by the safety, stack that defensive back, and then get into the end zone. He does come up a little bit gimpy. Did you see him? He's limping a little bit towards the end zone. We'll have to see if he's okay, but a terrific route and a great throw from Malik Murphy.
So Texas gets on the board. Extra point good for Will Stone. 8:36 to play in the first quarter. Longhorns letting it fly deep. Malik Murphy to Mitchell. 7-0. Texas. It's not college football season without the delicious taste of an ice-cold Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve. And that's the first touchdown Kansas State has allowed in the last 9 quarters. Mitchell trying to walk it off on the Texas sideline.
Yeah, he got landed on as they went down. Jacob Parrish, who was in coverage, so that left ankle they were looking at. Hopefully he's okay.
Phillip Brooks is the deep man, lets it go over his head. Coming up next on Fox, we've got 2 great games. First, Drew Aller and 11th ranked Penn State take on Maryland in a Big Ten showdown. Then at 7 Eastern, BYU battles West Virginia. Catch all the action right here on Fox.
Be interested to see if Penn State opens it up a little bit. They struggled last week with Indiana, and then late, Aller finally threw the ball down the field. Big touchdown, gave him the lead and the win. Be interested to see if they let him sling a little bit.
That would be nice. We have Penn State and Michigan next week in Happy Valley. First down and 10 at the 25. Trayshawn Ward in the backfield is the pistol. They'll give it to him. Ward crashes forward. He'll gain 3.
This is an important series for Kansas State. You don't want to give the ball right back to Texas. They're clearly in the mode of taking shots. This run game and the diversity of run game that I was speaking of earlier, it has to show up now. You got to find the angles, get these big guys blocked up front, and try to find some space.
Second down and 7 at the 28. Once again, it's Ward with a crease. And Trayshawn Ward stopped by David Benda. Gain of 4.
Yeah, this is one of the best matchups in college football right here, Gus. Third and fairly short. Kansas State, one of the best in college football, converting over 80%. Texas defense, one of the best in holding the opponents, under 35%.
Third and 3 at the 32. Will they stay on the ground? Ward looking for the first down, and he has it. Ward stopped by Jaron Thompson. A 5-yard gain and a first down for the Wildcats.
Yeah, and a beautiful job here by the right side of this offensive line. And that what they allow is they mash down and allow the pullers to come across and create a seam. and they get the first down.
Second series for K-State. Here's Howard with time, bouncing around, now in trouble. Wants to run it and gets tracked down from behind. Nicely done by Ethan Berg, the sophomore from Westlake here in Austin.
And Ethan was a guy they didn't know if he was going to be able to go. He's been banged up, and that's a terrific rush. Speed rush on that outside, and he finally gets home. And this is something that Texas was concerned about, Gus, is the fact that there's been a few guys this year that have hurt them from the quarterback position running the football, namely Dylan Gabriel in that Red River game. And they needed to hold these guys in the pocket, get them down, and they've done that so far today.
Let's see if they can do it when Avery Johnson, the freshman, comes in. 2nd and 12, near side throw. And what a hit as Johnson with the reception. But Ryan Watts coming up and making a play.
I'll tell you what, and he is a big player. Transferred from Ohio State a couple of years ago, 6'3", 206. And he laid the wood right there. I tell you, he's a physical guy, and this is the situation Kansas State cannot be in. Here comes this pass rush. They're good from the interior. They got athleticism on the outside as well.
3rd and 7 at the 40-yard line. Howard wants to run it and goes nowhere. That didn't fool anybody. Texas ready as Blackwell comes up and makes the stop.
Beautiful job by the middle linebacker. First of all, the offensive line doesn't get to the second level. So a good job by the tackles to eat up those blocks. And then, like you said, Blackwell is there. He just steps right up, makes the play, and it's easy because of the defensive tackles. Gus, they eat up all the offensive line double teams and allow the linebackers to roam free.
Jack Bloomer will punt it away again for K-State from the 25. Worthy, the deep man, at his own 20. And it's fair caught inside the 20. Flag on the play, though, a 41-yard punt.
Just wonder if that formation, the flag was thrown right at the snap.
Illegal formation. Kicking team. That 5-yard penalty be added to the end of the kick. Timeout.
5:14 to go in the first quarter. Texas with the ball and the lead. We'll be back in Austin right after this. Big Noon Saturday is sponsored by Pacific Life, creating financial security for more than 150 years. And by Wendy's Breakfast 2 for $3 Big E bundles. Terms apply. The last 2 times Kansas State faced the top 10 ranked Texas team came back-to-back years, and the Wildcats won them both. Colt McCoy was injured early in 06. Jordy Nelson scored 2 touchdowns in 07 to lead the Wildcats. So it looks like they're going to make them punt it again.
Yeah, they do have the option. Texas has the option, so they're going to make them punt this ball after the illegal formation. So Xavier Worthy will be back there. Good choice by Sark. Why not give number 1 another chance?
Worthy had a 74-yard punt return for a touchdown in their last game against BYU. Worthy backpedaling. He may get a shot here. No, lets it go over his head and will be downed at the 6-yard line.
Well, that was a beautiful punt, but let's go back to that last offensive series for Texas. I want you to take a look at the anticipation that Murphy is playing with. He's on your left. Adonai Mitchell is on your right. See, the ball is being released as Adonai Mitchell is making that little pause move to get on top, and yet the ball is still thrown perfectly. Gus, that's what I'm looking for out of Malik Murphy as he continues to develop. Can he anticipate throwing the ball down the field? Last week, they threw 17 of his passes at or near the line of scrimmage. Today, it's different. They're letting him throw the ball deep, and a lot of that is the one-on-one coverage they're getting out of these corners.
First down to the 7-yard line. Murphy gives it to Brooks straight ahead. And after that spring grade, Steve Sarkisian saying about Malik Murphy, he's got great vision, quick release. Even former Heisman winner RG3 said Malik's got the most arm talent Texas has had in their quarterback room in school history.
Well, Easy there, right?
Well, that's a Heisman Trophy winner.
That's true. That's true. He can say that. Brooks shaking up again, though, for Texas. Second time we've seen him have to come off after a carry.
Second down and 7. Murphy underneath. And Worthy juggled it. Somehow made the catch and picked up a first down in the process.
I mean, he was juggling that, Gus, for like 10 yards. I can't believe he actually got it. So first, it's a bobble right here. He's like, yeah, okay, I got it. No, boy. And then he's going to get contacted. Finally gets it before that contact at the end, but he juggled it so long he was still able to get the line to gain and move the chains.
Murphy, All-American in 2021. First down at the 18. Here's Murphy going deep. Caught at the 35. Mitchell again. And the Murph is slinging that rock to start. 47 yards.
Kansas State can't match up with these big, fast wide receivers on the outside. Murphy doing a great job. And again, Jacob Parrish is beat deep. Adonai Mitchell, great route. And again, Malik Murphy, good anticipation, puts the ball out in front. And it's another big play for Texas.
Georgia transfer. Mitchell won back-to-back national championships. And they give it straight ahead. And this time, it's Baxter.
This is a big reason why Mitchell is here, right? Is to play in an offense like this. Now, I know Georgia is slinging it around right now as well, but, you know, Adonai Mitchell transferred back closer to home to be around his daughter, as well as being an offense where he had someone on the opposite side like Xavier Worthy, and an offense that would really feature the wide receivers, and that's exactly what's happened.
2nd and 9 at the 34. Murphy again with time, goes through his progressions over the middle, and it's complete at the 15-yard line. Jordan Whittington this time.
Well, first what you're going to get is Murphy is trying to get this go route on the outside, but then as he pumps, he doesn't like the leverage, so he comes back to number 2 across the middle, anticipates that, and Whittington is on time, on target. Beautiful offense right now from Texas.
A 19-yard gain. First down at the 15. Murphy hands it off. Baxter. And they love this freshman, C.J. Baxter from Orlando, Florida.
He's just so talented and instinctual as a young player. Now, I think he's better when they have him what I would call the home position. So just like the pistol, 7 yards deep behind the quarterback. Steve Sarkisian knows that. He puts him there quite a bit, and he'll do it again right here. He's better from that position because the timing of the blocks in front of him line up with the timing from that position running the ball.
False start. Offense number 56. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Cameron Williams.
You know, I know they got the long touchdown already today, but now they're in the red zone, and it brings up one of the only areas that Texas has had struggles this year, which is red zone offense. You know, they're 120th in college football right now in terms of converting red zone trips into touchdowns, and so certainly an area that they need to clean up.
2nd down and 9 at the 14. Baxter remains in the game. Play fake. Little toss up top, incomplete. Worthy the target, well covered on the play by Jacob Parrish.
They were getting pressure there. Kansas State brought one more than Texas could block, and Worthy had to get rid of that ball more quickly than he wanted to. Threw it well over Xavier Worthy's head.
Makes it 3rd down and 9 at the 14. Malik Murphy. Strong opening for the freshman from L.A. Murphy steps into his throw. Almost intercepted. V.J. Payne had it in his hands. Just couldn't hang on. That brings up 4th and 9.
Huge mistake from Murphy there, and Payne should have intercepted that one. Basically had a couple of hands on it, just goes out of his reach and falls down incomplete. That allows Texas to bring on Bert Auburn for a field goal opportunity.
So Auburn in to attempt a 32-yard field goal. Got it up and good. 14 of 19 on the season for Auburn. And Texas takes a 10-0 lead. They'll settle for the 3 points with 1:06 to go here in the first. And let's recharge with a message from Hampton by Hilton.
Welcome to Hampton by Hilton. Big game tomorrow. You guys ready?
Oh, we're ready, Gus.
Which way's our room?
Bring it in. 301, 2 queens, best sleep guarantee.
Oh, so comfy.
Nailed it. 1, 2, 3.
Bubbles! Syrup.
They're hungry for the win.
Big time.
When you're playing to win, it matters where you stay. Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the stay.
All right, 1:06 to play in the first. 10-0 Texas. Longhorns under Steve Sarkisian, who's in his 3rd year. He's really transformed this program, and he did it with some basic principles. He wanted to build them physically and culturally. And we'll get more into that story as this game continues. Brooks the deep man. That's a touchdown.
I'm wondering when Kansas State might go to Avery Johnson. It looks like they'll go to him here on this series. Not much offensively yet for the Wildcats, Gus, and here comes the freshman from Wichita, Kansas. Very highly recruited, top 100 player in the country. Chose to stay close to home, and Avery Johnson has been inserted into the lineup in the last few games, and he has been tremendous. He's the fastest player that Kansas State has, and so when he's in the game, it's very quarterback-centric. He can throw it really well, but his ability to exploit the edge and get on the outside, that's why he's in the game.
He had 5 rushing touchdowns against Texas Tech, tying the school record of Colin Klein and Jonathan Beasley, and his first career touchdown pass against TCU. They'll run it this time with Giddens. And when you look at Kansas State and how they're switching their quarterbacks with Howard and Avery Johnson, it kind of reminds you of Cade McNamara and J.J. McCarthy early at Michigan.
Yeah, you know, I mean, obviously Howard has earned the starts. He's the veteran. He's led them to a Big 12 championship. But you know that the electricity and the talent lies with Avery Johnson. In a game like this, they might need that.
On 2nd down, handoff, nothing doing. Texas ready for that play as they got in close. Carter with the tackle.
Well, you look at what they do on the edge here. You look at this right side of the defense, and right there, they just stop and just stare at Avery Johnson. They're going to try to force him to hand the ball and then allow those defensive tackles to make the play. And as this fourth quarter winds down, this Texas defense has been outstanding. The offense has been explosive. It's about as good of a first quarter as you could hope for the Longhorns, Gus.
All right, into the first quarter. Texas with the lead over Kansas State. The winner of this game will have a good chance at a Big 12 championship berth. Big News Saturday is sponsored by AT&T Business. Next level moments need the Next Level Network. Start of the second quarter, Texas with a 10-0 lead over Kansas State.
This defense got another opportunity here on a 3rd down. This is a situation that Kansas State has been in far too often already early in this game is 3rd and long. Gus, the obvious passing situation. They've run it for under 2 yards per carry. They've got to run the football better to avoid these situations. This is when this defensive line can really get after it and affect the quarterback.
3rd down and 9 for young Avery Johnson, the freshman from Wichita Falls.
False start. Offense number 70. 5-yard penalty. Down.
Whole right side of that offensive line. Panzer 54, Christian Duffy 73. Everybody looks like really the center, Gillum, just didn't snap it.
So that'll make it 3rd down and 14 to the 21. They'll give it Giddens. Runs to the sideline, not a lot of room as he tiptoes out of bounds after a 2-yard gain. And Kansas State will punt it away once again.
I tell you what, they can't get anything going. And you got to credit the 2 defensive tackles for Texas. because that run game just hasn't done anything so far for Kansas State, and they have to be good. So you look at T'Vondre Sweat, Byron Murphy. The pregame guys talked about it at length. Urban did a great job showing the playbook of how those tackles can affect the game and impact the game, and they've certainly done that so far here early.
Bloomer ready to send it away to Worthy. Worthy at the 35. And Worthy with the fair catch at the 36. And moments ago, our Jenny Taft caught up with Coach Chris Kleiman.
Well, Coach, you knew you'd be going up against an explosive offense. What adjustments do you want to make defensively? What are you liking so far from your group?
Well, we've got to get a post player. They got us in a couple formations, and we didn't have a post player. They can run, and so we've got to make sure we've got a post player at all times, and then we've got to be able to get some drives going on offense so we can get our defense on the sideline.
Thanks for the time.
You bet. Appreciate it.
Chris Kleiman, 56 years old, and success is nothing new for Coach Kleiman, who was 69-6 in 5 seasons in North Dakota State, winning 4 FCS championships and making the FCS semifinals the other year. Texas on offense, they'll give it. Robinson, he turns it up, leans forward, gains 7.5, maybe 8. Kobe McAllister with the tackle.
So here's what's going on. You heard Coach talk about got to get a post player. That means he needs those safeties, those 3 safeties. One of them's got to drop deep, whether that's in the middle of the field or a couple of them. But what that does, Gus, is it doesn't allow them to be in the run game. And this is the beauty of this 3-3-5, is that they need the safeties to be uptight in the run game. So watch these 3 players, not the ref. What are we doing there? There we go. Those 3 safeties, if they start playing deep, Texas will just start running the ball on them.
False start. Offense number 56. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
That's Cam Williams again.
You know, and these 3 safeties, Marquise Siegel, Kobe Savage, VJ Payne, a big reason why they feel like they've improved over the last few weeks is the fact that Savage, number 2, switched with Payne, number 19, their positions, and Savage, number 2, being more in the middle of the field right here. And him being in the middle of the field, they feel like it's really helped.
Illegal snap on the center. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Boy, sloppy series so far after the nice first down run. That's Jake Majors in the middle there. Very experienced center. He's played a lot of football. He's the communicator up front. Just kind of shifts the ball before he snaps it. Yeah, there you go. See that little flinch. Gets called.
Texas with 5 penalties already for 25 yards. Murphy, sideline throw. Nice catch by Worthy as he goes up high to bring it down in front of Garber.
This is where I would be leery if I was Kansas State. They tend to like to play tight to the line of scrimmage on these 3rd down and mediums, Gus. Try to force the issue, get off the field. But if you do that, you're inviting single coverage, in particular on the outside and sometimes in the slot. He talked about wanting to have a post safety. Looks like the safeties are down right now, and now they'll back up.
3rd down and 5 at the 42. Here's Murphy. Sidearm. It's complete. Not enough for a first down. A 4-yard gain. Savage is there as Whittington makes the catch. So let's see what Texas elects to do on 4th and 1.
You know, Steve Sarkisian, and you mentioned it already, his aggressiveness on 4th down is a direct correlation to what he thinks his defense can do on the other side. Gus, he believes in this defense. They've been lights out so far. That's the reason they're going to go for this on the plus side. Texas
13 of 21 on 4th down conversions. Looks like they're going to go with the little option. And it's a first down for Baxter and more. Burst of speed. C.J. Baxter, touchdown, Texas. 54 yards on 4th down. You thought they were going to do the tush push, but they ran the option instead.
And the problem is that you get one defender, and then that defender has to make the play. In short yardage, you've got to beat your guy as the running back. And C.J. Baxter makes a beautiful cut towards the inside and then turns on the jets. And he shows you why he was one of the best running back recruits in the country, a 5-star player, and a one heck of a talent.
Auburn in for the extra point, and it's good. C.J. Baxter was an All-American in high school and the #1 ranked running back in the state of Florida by one service. He ran for close to 4,000 yards and 57 touchdowns in his prep career. Big-time touchdown here. Texas can do no wrong. Fox Sports proudly salutes our nation's veterans and the organizations that serve them every day. Our veterans deserve to live with dignity and independence, not on the streets. That is why we are making camo our cause this Veterans Day in support of the Honor U.S. Vets campaign. Wearing your camo on social with hashtag Honor U.S. Vets, and visit honor.usvets.org/foxforward to donate and learn how you can help end veteran homelessness. Longhorns sent it away, and it's fair caught at the goal line.
Pacific Life Game Summary, sponsored by Pacific Life, creating financial security for more than 150 years. It's been all Longhorns so far here today from Austin. Will Howard, the starting quarterback for Kansas State, only 2 or 3 8-yards. Their run game haven't done anything. Malik Murphy has been outstanding, throwing the ball down the field, mainly to Adonai Mitchell. 3 catches, 96 yards already, and a touchdown. And this defense for Texas has been outstanding. Will Howard back in the game after a series for their freshman Avery Johnson.
So for Kansas State, 3 possessions, 3 punts. First down. Ward breaks it back. Gobbled up quickly. Gets a couple. Benda with the tackle.
They just can't handle these defensive tackles. This defensive line, coach in the pregame kept talking about this defensive line as one of, if not the best in the country. I don't disagree with him. When you talk about stopping the run, getting some pressure, and just being an immovable force, that's what these guys have been up front.
Second down and 8 at the 27. Howard pulls it out. Throws sideline, incomplete. And no flag on the play. Blackwell with pressure. It looks like his receiver tripped during the route.
Yeah, Sinnott actually tripped right over the defensive back who fell down in front of him. Looked like Malik Muhammad on that side, potentially. Howard's trying to find his tight end, gets a little pressure there late, right before he throws it. And Sinnott couldn't stay on his feet. You see right there, kind of just a collision. Wasn't interference. That Texas player had just tripped, and Sinnott just tripped over him.
3rd and 8 at the 27. Howard steps up, decides to run it, and will not get the first down. That's because Devondre Sweat decked him. And you talk about those defensive tackles. Sweat is 362, Murphy 308, Collins 317.
And Sweat can move that 362 pounds, and
they've got some beef steaks on the grill, partner.
I'll tell you what, I mean, look at that guy. I mean, he hit Will Howard, and Howard just went down immediately, just short of the chains. He can run. He's got great hands, 6'4", 362 pounds. Certainly, I think will be one of the top probably 15, maybe even 12 picks next spring.
So on 4th down and 2, Kansas State will send it away once again. Here's Worthy. And he has it at around the 28-yard line. 39-yard punt. Texas up 17-zip at defense. Playing some tough football at home. This Texas team on top big. Big Noon Saturday is sponsored by Jersey Mike's Subs. Be a sub above. It's been 25 years since Ricky Williams won the Heisman, and Texas honored him today. He is also being recognized by the Texas X with the Distinguished Alumnus Award, the X's, which recognizes alumni who have made significant achievements in their careers in service to the university. With Matthew McConaughey there. All right.
Iconic.
Texas has scored on their last 3 possessions. Murphy pulls it back, fires to the sideline. What a throw, Mitchell. He got that one over the outstretched arms of the defender.
I'll be honest, I thought he was throwing it away to begin with.
Me too.
But Mitchell was there all the way on the edge, knew where his outlet was as he was getting pressure. Kansas State brought the blitz, and Murphy right there just kind of threw it, and I'm like, oh, he's throwing that away. But there's Mitchell, his outlet near the sideline.
2nd and 5 at the 34. Brooks, patient. Man, what a burst as he picks up the first down. I love his change of speeds.
Brooks is really good, yes, but watch the safety in the back. See the safety all the way back there? That's the post safety that Coach was talking about. Gus, when those safeties are not in the run fit, in the run defense, Texas will be able to run the ball. Their offensive line is very good. So Kansas State is in a huge pickle right now. Do they bring the safeties down, play one-on-one, or not?
Here's a reverse. Worthy, can he turn it up? Looking for a hole. Worthy on the move, first down. Longhorns. Parrish finally brought him down, but it's a gain of 16.
I've just been so impressed with their versatility. You know, it doesn't matter if they're trying to run the ball, throw the ball down the field. Here, a little razzle-dazzle, if you will, from Steve Sarkisian, giving the ball to the fastest player on the field. Worthy on the edge, and he obviously has the wiggle to get going, as evidence that punt return a week ago against BYU.
First down at the 43 for Texas. Murphy, quick release underneath, and it's caught. Cook. And Jonte Cook gained 7, stopped by Parrish.
And again, watch the safety. The safety's going to go way out of there. So what do? You hook up underneath those guys. The big plays down the field early have changed the way that Kansas State plays. And then how about the arm angle from Murphy? You got to love it. I've always said, Gus, play quarterback more like a middle infielder.
2nd down and 3. Murphy again going deep. Intercepted. Inside the 5 by Parrish. And Parrish brings it back. Nobody even in the vicinity for Murphy, and you just wonder if that was a broken route by the Longhorns.
Well, it was actually Jonte Cook, number 2. Here he is, right there, number 2. See how he goes down right there? Maybe a little bit of a tug. Jacob Parrish gets away with it, and nobody is there for Texas. Parrish runs under it almost like a punt, and the Wildcats get their first big play of the game. They needed it. They're down big, 17-0 here in Austin.
Last Saturday, the Kansas State Wildcats shut out Houston here in Austin. They are getting shut out as we close in on halftime. Rob Stone here with you coming up on the State Farm halftime. Number 1, Ohio State looks to remain unbeaten all time against Rutgers. Ole Miss's Lane Kiffin said Texas A&M is the most talented team at 5-3 of all time. Those two in Oxford, and 500 side Clemson looking for an upset win over Notre Dame. Guys, we'll see you at the break.
All right, Rob, thank you. Avery Johnson in the game at quarterback. And he gets stood up at the line of scrimmage and goes backwards. Jalen Ford, first man to him.
Boy, Jalen Ford is such a good player. All-American from a year ago. They felt like he should have gotten more love for Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year last year. Probably will get some this year. And you look at the rush yards, Texas is not giving anything up to the Wildcats, which came in as the 5th best rushing team in college football.
2nd down and 11. Here's a handoff to Ward. And once again, he's met as soon as he gets the football. This time he's tackled for a loss. Vernon Broughton with the stop. K-State has rushed for 200 or more yards 5 times this year, and for a season-high 343 against TCU. Today, only 25. 3rd down and 12. Johnson with time, delivers, knocked away and incomplete. This time it's Ryan Watts, Sinnott, the intended receiver.
Boy, Watts should have picked that one off. Johnson threw it late. He's holding the ball. Here's the coverage on the outside. Number 6, Ryan Watts. He's 6'3", 206 pounds, and he sees this corner route come out from Sinnott, and then he just hops right in front of that. Could have picked it off. That would have been close to going back the other way.
Bloomer, busy first half for the Kansas State punter. Xavier Worthy lets it take a bounce. He may have to pick it up, and does on the move up the sideline with the seam. Xavier Worthy and the X-Man down at the Kansas State 40. A 33-yard return.
Well, it was a low line drive punt, and because it bounces, Worthy basically gets a chance to run through the bounce. Watch the ball hop up right there, and then Worthy, with a full head of steam, he gets going and gets a great block from a teammate. And once he's going, boy, he is tough to stop. Good wiggle and great speed, and sets Texas up with terrific field position. Look for a shot here in the next 2 or 3 plays. Sarkisian's going to let Murphy go deep again. I can just feel it.
First down and 10 at the 41. They'll hand it off. Brooks with a lane. Brooks down the sideline. Knocked out of bounds at the 20. Siegel knocks him out of play.
This is a great job by this left side of the offensive line, because what it allows Brooks to do is just find the hole. I mean, look how big you can drive a truck through there. That's a terrific left tackle, Kelvin Banks, on that side, doing a great job.
First down at the 20-yard line. Here's a handoff. Brooks stop and start with gain. But how about Steve Sarkisian? This team, this is his 3rd year, looks so different than the team we saw prior to his arrival.
They're so much different at the line of scrimmage physically, and now what they can do is both create big plays, which you've seen, all these explosives, and they have the ability to win the line of scrimmage, which you've seen on the defensive side, holding Kansas State to only 32 total yards. So their versatility, Gus, is just so much better than it was 3 or 4 years ago.
On 2nd and 16, Brooks again, and he can't wiggle through that tackle by Jake Clifton. And when you look at the quarterback position, it's an embarrassment of riches. Ewers is listed as a sophomore. Malik Murphy's a freshman. Arch Manning behind him is a freshman. I don't think there are enough footballs for these guys.
Well, you know, they're looking forward to Quinn getting back, because he's been playing at such a high level this year. But when you can turn to this talented of basically a quarterback room, Malik Murphy, you've still got Arch Manning. You're right. It is an embarrassment of riches.
3rd down and 4. Brooks follows his block, and he will not pick up the first down. Jake Clifton, VJ Payne combining on the tackle. 2-yard gain, 4th and 2. Remember, Sark is confident in his defense. He doesn't feel that Kansas State can drive it all the way down the field from the 12, so he's going to go for it.
So it's one of the only things that they didn't do well last week against BYU. They failed on 4th down twice in the red zone. Both of those were actually inside the 5, and now Gus Savion Red in at Wildcat running back.
We saw this last week. Red pulls it out, lost the ball, and he pounces on it, but Kansas State turns him back as Texas turns it over on downs.
That's a good stop from Kansas State's defense. That's 2 series in a row. They get the turnover on the last series with the interception, and then they get a 4th down stop, essentially a turnover there. The Wildcats D trying to keep them in it, but Texas holding a really nice lead, 17-0.
Big Noon Saturday is sponsored by Chili's 3 for Me, the best $10.99 you can eat. Welcome back. Texas with a 17-0 lead. Urban Meyer on Big Noon Kickoff said, I think Oregon and Texas could well be the 2 best teams in America. Coach may have a point. We saw Oregon last week, seeing Texas today.
As he would call them, that team up north, his former team, and a team from Athens, Georgia might have something to say about all of that coming in. And let's not forget about the Seminoles. Florida State continues to play well.
First down and 10 at the 19 for K-State. Howard underneath and complete. That time it was Jace Brown, the target.
Yeah, and they've just struggled trying to find easy completions all year. And what they've been able to do is lean on the run game in order to keep them on schedule. The key so far today has been first down. Yes, Texas has gotten off the field. In fact, 3 straight 3-and-outs for this defense. 5 of the 6 third downs, however, for Kansas State, Gus, have been 3rd and longs. They're not built for that. The key is trying to stay on schedule.
2nd and 10. Howard with the handoff. Texas gobbles him up again. It's Giddens with the run, but the big fella, T'Vondre Sweat, with the stop.
I tell you, so watch him right here. Watch how quickly he swims around the center, and then he's able to make the stop. So coach called that in the pregame cross-facing. Okay, so a defensive lineman, he gets contacted and he crosses the face of that offensive lineman, makes the play in the backfield, and as big as he is, he's still able to be as quick as possible.
3rd and 11 at the 18. Empty backfield for Will Howard. Kansas State trying to get something going on offense. Here's Howard sliding, in trouble, buys time, and he throws it onto the sideline, incomplete. Murphy, Sorrell, Sweat with pressure.
These guys have just owned the game, completely owned the game against one of the better offensive lines in the Big 12. There's nowhere to go, and one of the reasons also, by the way, they don't have to blitz to get pressure. So all the defensive backs, linebackers, back in coverage, nowhere to throw the football, allowing those guys up front to win and get home, and they do.
Joel, can you imagine Sweat chasing you back there?
Oh, man.
That would be scary.
Oh.
And Worthy, they interfere with him.
The only question will be if Texas blocked that player into Worthy.
And that's Jordan Wright.
Clearly contact. Yeah, I didn't see a Texas player near there. That would certainly be a penalty in my book.
50-yard punt.
This is what they're discussing right there, is just like, where was he last contacted? Was he blocked into the returner?
Kick catching interference, kicking team number 0. 15-yard penalty, first down.
All right, tomorrow on Fox, it's one of the biggest games of the year. Dallas versus Philly, Dak versus Jalen in America's Game of the Week. The next chapter in this historic rivalry kicks off tomorrow at 4 Eastern.
I mean, the field position battle alone in this game, Gus. Texas, what is this? I think it's their 3rd time starting on the plus side of the 50. Plays in opponent's territory. 22 for Texas, 0 for Kansas State. It's been totally a dominant performance.
Murphy will start from the 47 for Texas. This one thrown deep and incomplete. Broken up at the last moment. Jacob Parrish somehow made up some ground while the ball was in the air.
Here's the end of this play. Crowd wants a flag. Parrish can't keep up with Worthy. Certainly makes contact and inhibits the ability of Worthy to go back and make an adjustment. Flag should have come out. There's no doubt about it. Parrish is beat, tries to make a play, and the ball is underthrown just a little bit. That's the only thing I would say to Murphy, is that you've got Xavier Worthy. Throw it out in front.
2nd down and 10. Murphy again to throw it. This time, Whittington. And Whittington gets to the line of scrimmage. No gain.
That was a miss. The fans certainly upset about it, but now Kansas State is in the position they want to be in. I tell you what's so fascinating is that on every series, you just get the sense that Sark is going to challenge these corners, and he's gone at Jacob Parrish now 4 or 5 times, number 10, to the wide side. That matchup right now will be Adonai Mitchell and Parrish at the top of your screen.
3rd down and 10 at the 47. C.J. Baxter in the game at running back. Murphy guns in. Almost intercepted again. Just couldn't hold on. It's Siegel. That will right between the 2 and the 1.
Boy, and that should have been the third interception. One was dropped, they got one, and now this one should have been the third. Murphy way behind the wide receiver. I believe that was Whittington there on a little hookup on third down, and he throws it 2 yards inside of Whittington's mark. Should have been intercepted.
So Phillip Brooks ready to return it. That one blocked by K-State, and they have it at the Texas 41-yard line. Porter blocks the punt.
Well, here's the rushers coming from this side. They've got a couple of them, and Porter does a great job taking it right off the foot of the punter. Clear breakdown in that punt protection. Sanborn has no chance. Porter does a great job. Look at, he goes right for that foot as he goes off on that punt. And Kansas State with a huge play here, giving their ball to their offense across the 50. Shane Porter, way to go. Great special teams play.
First down for K-State. Can they pay it off at the 42 with 1:35 to go in the first half? Howard setting up a screen. He's got his man. This time it's Ward, and Ward dropped quickly at the 40, a 3-yard gain.
You know, this is where Colin Klein, the offensive coordinator now, inside of 2 minutes, he's got to come with his best play calls. Whatever he's got, this is a bit of a kitchen sink moment, trying to get a score here before the half.
2nd and 7. Howard winds up, sideline throw, back shoulder caught, and out of bounds for Jace Brown.
That was a great adjustment. How about this ball from Will Howard? And the youngster, Jace Brown, a freshman, he's able to go up, get that one, keep himself in, and now Kansas State inside the 15, Gus, with 1:07 to go.
A 28-yard gain. First down at the Texas 11. Howard runs it straight ahead with room. And Ford with the tackle.
State will take a timeout right there. Kansas State, remember, gets the ball, Gus, to start the second half. This is a huge moment in this game because what has been a completely dominant first half from Texas, all of a sudden with the blocked punt, the short field, and now a great catch by Jace Brown down the sideline. You put this in the end zone and somehow get a score to start the second half, and the entire complexion of this game would change in those two series.
Remember, Will Howard has 6 rushing touchdowns on the season. He's 6'5", 242.
They're one of the best in the country in the red zone. They do an excellent job of converting their red zone trips into touchdowns. Opposite of what Texas is on offense. Texas 120th in the country. Kansas State is a top 5 team in the red zone scoring touchdowns. And a big part of it is what you just mentioned, Gus, the quarterback's ability to run the ball.
Empty backfield for Howard. 2nd and 5 at the 6. He can still pick up a first down. Howard in the corner. Touchdown, Kansas State. Phillip Brooks ran a great route, and Will Howard put it on the money. Wildcats are now on the board.
What a route from Phillip Brooks, and good anticipation from Howard. He gets the single coverage, the inside player in that 3-receiver side, and I tell you what, this changed in a hurry. Beautiful job by the special teams, setting things up, and then Howard, his best 2 throws of the day. First to Jace Brown, and then there on the touchdown to Phillip Brooks.
So Chris Tennant comes in to attempt the extra point. And it's good. So Kansas State capitalizing off the block punt. They go 4 plays covering 42 yards. Howard throwing the touchdown back.
Yeah, and watch Phillip Brooks here on the inside. There's Phillip Brooks. The route is on the right. Here's Howard on the left. And you see the anticipation he throws with. That ball is being let go because he knows that corner's in man coverage. He's throwing to a spot, and Phillip Brooks is able to run under it. That's really good execution, understanding the coverage pre-snap. It's man. I can throw it to the back corner. Brooks gets there, and Colin Klein up in the booth is loving it.
Optimus Klein is what they used to call him when he was a quarterback at Kansas State for Bill Snyder. Kansas State.
I'll tell you what an aggressive call also from Coach Kleiman there to come after that punt, change things around. They needed something. They needed some energy. And they were able to get that. The spark being the special teams play, Gus.
Kansas State, first 6 possessions, nothing. Their last possession finally coming up with the touchdown. Don't forget, you can find all of Joel's Breaking the Huddle content at Fox.com, the Fox Sports app, and CFB on Fox social platforms. Anything interesting going on in college football?
There's a few stories.
A couple?
Just a couple, but, playoff rankings.
Oh, yeah.
Among other stories as well.
Signal me what's going on.
I will.
Early this week.
I will. Scotty, don't steal the sign.
First down and 10 at the 25 for Malik Murphy and the Longhorns. Here's Murphy, high snap, handle. Over the middle. Ooh, and incomplete.
Dangerous. He's out of sorts as compared to the first 2 series, isn't he, partner?
Yes, he is.
We've seen that. He's a couple of times now thrown behind receivers. That one, he's moving to his right. There's a lot of time here, right? I mean, they feel like they can get Auburn in there for about a 50-yarder. That would be his range. There's 49 seconds, 3 timeouts, but the quarterback is a little off kilter right now.
Empty backfield for Murphy. 2nd and 10 at the 25. Murphy off his back foot, delivers, and he threw that one behind Worthy, who had running room in front of him.
He sure did. If that ball is on time and on target, Worthy is still running. But this is what you got to be careful of is all of a sudden now if you're Chris Kleiman, you're thinking to yourself, maybe I should use a timeout and I can get the ball back and maybe steal a field goal here at the end of the half. 5 of 10 since that hot start.
3rd and 10. And they'll keep it on the ground this time with Baxter. Clock still running at 36 seconds.
And he'll take that timeout. Yeah, absolutely.
How hard is it for a young player, Joel, to keep your concentration at that position for 4 quarters?
I think that
when you're just getting started as a quarterback.
Yeah, the most difficult thing is not trying to hold your concentration. It's when things get out of sorts and things start getting fast. How do you slow them down? How do you get back into the rhythm? What you see right now is that his feet have sped up, his eyes have sped up, and that's causing him to be off target with some of those throws. So you've got to get back in the rhythm. It's tough, man. If it was easy, everybody would do it.
That's right.
But this is, I think, the toughest position.
And is that because of what Kansas State is throwing at him?
Not necessarily, but what Kansas State will continue to do, though, is fight and play hard and present some pressure in your face. And they've made an adjustment there in the secondary and played a little softer coverages. And that's certainly been hard for Malik Murphy after the hot start.
Sanborn sends it away. Brooks off the bounce, looking for a hole. Will not find one as he goes down 25. 51-yard punt, 5-yard return. 17-7, our score, 25 seconds left. Kansas State with 2 timeouts.
Well, if you're looking for field goal range here for...
Make that 1 timeout.
Yeah, 1 timeout. If you're looking for field goal range, Tennant, big guy, their kicker, 6'5", 222 pounds. As long as 54, they'll try it from 55. That means they got to get to about, that's the 37, 38-yard line.
First down. 25 seconds left in the first half. Howard under pressure. Here's a screen, and it's Sinnott. Sinnott down the sideline, lowers his shoulder, and is stopped. Ryan Watts grabs him after the 22-yard gain.
And he should have gotten out of bounds. I don't know what he's doing, trying to run over a defender. There's 17 seconds left. They'll have to get up onto the line of scrimmage in order to save the timeout and spike this ball right away unless they can get a play called quickly.
Clock starts running. Here's Howard to throw it to the sideline, caught by Brown, Out of bounds, first down. Clock will stop at 9 seconds.
And they've done a great job. Okay, now 9 seconds. You're getting down to it where you might have one play, but it's got to be quick and it's got to be outside the numbers. They've got that timeout in their back. I think that they just took their last timeout. So they did not call the wide receiver, Jace Brown, on that side out of bounds. So what they did is they were going to wind the clock again. Kleinman had to take the timeout with 9 seconds. They need a few more yards. Right now, it's about a 60-yard field goal attempt. I don't believe Tennant has that range. He's tried from 55 this year and missed. He's made from 54. So they need about 5 yards, Gus, to really feel good about this attempt.
Third-year Kansas State kicker. He actually tied his career long with a 51-yarder in this season's opener against Southeast Missouri State.
With no timeouts, this ball has to go outside the numbers. And you cannot take a sack if you're Will Howard. If there's any pressure on your face, you got to throw it just over the head of the outside receiver out of bounds.
First down, 9 seconds to go. And now Texas will use the timeout.
I like the coverage that Texas came out in. It was basically a big umbrella coverage where you've got the guys that are in the middle of the field, they're deep. The guys on the outside are in tight coverage, trying to prevent that short throw outside of the numbers. So a little cat and mouse game here at the end of the half, inside of 9 seconds. Remember, this was 17-0 and a game thoroughly dominated by Texas with a minute left in the second quarter. And then in the last 6 plays offensively, Kansas State has come alive after the block punt. 75 total yards in the last 6 offensive snaps after 31 total yards in the first 23.
First and 10 at the 42.
Got to play tight coverage on the outside receivers.
This ball should be going toward the sideline. Howard, quick drop, sideline throw, and he whizzes this one a little too high.
Yeah, he didn't like the coverage, and it was a really smart coverage by Texas. They had 3 defenders all outside the numbers stacked on top of each other. Nowhere to go with the football. But now they're not in field goal range, and so they'll stay on the field, and now it's a Hail Mary attempt. So now everyone will be headed towards the end zone.
Maybe the final play of the first half. 3 receivers at the bottom of your screen.
Timeout. Texas. Their second of the half. 30 seconds in length.
We're only in this scenario here with Kansas State having a chance for some points at the end of the half, because remember, Texas gets the ball, feel like they've got some time. They threw incompletions on their first 2 plays of that last drive. It saved a bunch of time for Kansas State. That Texas drive only took 25 seconds off the clock. And so now the Wildcats at least a chance at some points. They would have loved to have gotten just a few more yards and tried a field goal here, because now they're in the low percentage Hail Mary zone.
Second down. Howard in trouble. Howard just throws it out of bounds. Chased by Sorrell, and that's the end of the first half. But Kansas State blocked a punt. Howard throws a touchdown to Phillip Brooks, and they've got some life as they head into the locker room. Longhorns 60-1 at home and leading by 10 at the break since 2003. Rob Stone and the guys with the halftime show, sponsored by State Farm, when we come back. And welcome back to Austin. Big Noon Saturday is sponsored by AT&T Business. Next Level Moments need the Next Level Network. And we're ready to start the second half, 17-7, Texas. Gus Johnson along with my QB Joel Klatt. And in the first half, it seemed like it was all Texas. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, a block punt. K-State right back in the game.
And you said all of a sudden, because you're right. Texas was dominating the first half until the last minute when Kansas State ended up getting back in this ball game. Let's take a look at some of the next level moments of the first half. Sponsored by AT&T Business. Next level moments need the Next Level Network. This was the opening touchdown. Beautiful job by Malik Murphy of anticipating this down the field throw. Adonai Mitchell, nice little pause at the top of his route, gets the separation, and it's a touchdown for the Longhorns. CJ Baxter, terrific run. Make one guy miss in the short yardage, then it's a foot race. He wins it to the end zone, and then the last minute of the second quarter happened. Shane Porter blocks a punt. The Wildcats offensively finally get it going, this time through the air. Phillip Brooks in the end zone for a touchdown, and we find ourselves in a 10-point game, and all of a sudden, what was a hot start and a dominant start from Malik Murphy and the Texas Longhorns turned into a real struggle. 17 points on the first 4 drives, no points for Texas on the last 4, and Malik Murphy only 1 of 6 in his last 6 passes with an interception. So Steve Sarkisian had some work to do at half, namely Gus trying to calm down his young quarterback.
Last year in the Little Apple, Texas beat Kansas State 34-27, leading 31-10 at the half, and then holding on for dear life. When Ewers threw 2 touchdown passes to Xavier Worthy in that game. Let's go downstairs and check in with Jen.
Well, you guys were talking about it. Malik Murphy needs to settle down, and that was going to be the message from Coach Sarkisian to his quarterback when they got into the locker room. Obviously, the way he started the game, so much confidence and poise. He needs to be better with his decision-making because he hasn't, and more balance offensively and defensively. To stay effective, they just got to keep winning on first and second down and force those third and long situations. For K-State, Coach Kleiman, as expected, loved what he saw from his special teams. Loved Will Howard's end of the half. Those last 5 minutes, he told me, is the way I thought we would come out. Let's carry that over right now. There's a lot of game to play.
All right, Jenny, thank you very much. On first down, Howard throwing. He finds Phillip Brooks. Phillip Brooks will get 9 yards in front of Taft, the Austin native.
The adjustment for Kansas State here offensively is going to be throwing on first down. You just saw an example there on first down. They've got to stay on schedule. They haven't been able to do it running the football. They got the passing game going there in the late stages of that second quarter, and here a first down pass sets them up in second and manageable.
Howard 8 of 14, 87 yards and a touchdown. And they play fake. Howard goes deep down the field. Intercepted by Texas. Wow! Michael Taft, the Austin native, back-to-back games with a pick. And Texas forces a turnover early here in the third quarter. This kid's a walk-on. Earned a scholarship last year.
He's right place, right time. Howard throws a great ball. This is to Keegan Johnson, the Iowa transfer, who bobbles it, and then it pops up in the air. Taft is right there and makes a terrific play on the ball. There's the bobble, pops up in the air, and Taft is there to pick it off. Had a couple of picks from Quinn Ewers, his now quarterback at Texas, in the Texas State High School Championship game. Taft has been really good for a long time, opportunistic there, and puts his offense back on the field.
So Texas now will start first down and 10 at the 20. Here's a handoff. Baxter breaks it. Baxter still running. C.J. Baxter upended by Payne, but it's a gain of 16.
I know that Steve Sarkisian is going to want to try to get Malik Murphy some easy throws here early, but he also needs to just lean in on this offensive line, allow them to eat, and reestablish this dominance up front.
First down at the 35. Baxter again with a hole. Turns the corner, gets to the 41. Gain 6, will lead.
I'll go back to a couple of moments during the course of this season. One of them was just a couple of weeks ago. Ewers goes down against Houston. It's 21-21. They need a scoring drive. Malik Murphy is in there for his first real action in his college career. What'd they do? They leaned on the offensive line. 7 runs on 1 drive. This could be a moment like that.
2nd and 4 at the 41. They hand it off again to Baxter. Baxter sticks his foot in the ground and picks up the first down. Siegel with the tackle. Gain of 5.
Coach Sark talked about the versatility of this team. We touched on it earlier about how he feels like they can win several different ways. One of those being just physical and tough and running the football. Gus, in the last 7 minutes against Alabama on the road in Tuscaloosa, they had 9 offensive plays. Guess how many of those were runs?
How many?
All 9. They ended the game on the field, and so that's where he's going to lean here.
Blue comes in now. Play fake. Murphy sets up, drops it off, and incomplete. That one broken up at the last minute by Purnell. Desmond Purnell, sophomore from Topeka.
And everything that Murphy has thrown in the last about 10 attempts has been missed short or to the inside. Everything towards the defense, not away from the defender with leverage where his wide receiver can catch it.
2nd and 10 at the 46. Jonathan Brooks now in the game. Needs some touches. They give it to him, and he's tracked down. Jay Clifton, not on my side.
Beautiful job by Clifton. Watch as he's just going to crash down immediately. And he's going to follow Brooks on that right side and get him down in the backfield and create a really long 3rd down scenario.
So a big 3rd down and 12 after the loss of 2. Murphy, flags everywhere. Murphy to Brooks, breaks the tackle. Oh, Brooks still running. And they blow it dead.
Boy, there were flags at the start of the play, during the play. I don't think it was even blown dead before Brooks stepped out, which was very odd. They didn't stop the clock until he stopped and went out of bounds. Very odd play there. Kansas State was trying to run a substitution on the field.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Illegal shift. Number 24 and 13 on the offense. That penalty is declined. Holding. Offense number 13. That penalty is accepted. 10 yards. Repeat, 3rd down.
Jordan Whittington, the receiver, called for holding.
And that was after the play, but the motion had happened. Watch the motion. So first Whittington's going to go in motion. Then, before coming set, the back also in motion. 2 guys in motion. Flags pop up right there. Then Whittington right here holds Jacob Parrish. Another flag comes out. And they're backed way up.
So that'll make it 3rd down and 22 for Texas. And they go the conservative route with Blue. Crosses the 40. And Jay Clifton with the tackle. So now Texas will punt it away.
Boy, this Kansas State defense, after that opening
It's just something about Kansas State going all the way back to Coach Snyder. They are just tough.
Yeah, they're just fighters.
And physical.
Fighters, yep. And they never quit, and they're sound.
They never quit.
And they force you to make plays. And, you know, and you're off just a little bit like Murphy has been in the last few series, and then they beat you.
Brooks, the deep man. Oh, and that one just dies inside the 5, trickles out to the 6-yard line. Well done by Ryan Sanborn. A 54-yard punt. Coming up, Kansas State on offense right after this. It's easy to Geico. It seems like whenever these 2 teams get together, it's a close game. In fact, 6 of their last 7 meetings have been one-score games, with Texas winning 5 of them. It's a series that dates back to a 1913 meeting here in Austin. Texas leads it 13-10. And they've won 6 in a row. First down at the 7 for Will Howard. And the Wildcats. Howard with the handoff. Ward. And Trayshawn Ward stopped by Ethan Burke. 7-yard gain.
And finally, a little first down success in the run game. They were averaging only 2 yards per carry on first down today. Been a big reason why they've had a lack of success offensively outside of that one series.
2nd and 3 at the 14. Another run. Ward looking for the first down and has it. I tell you what, I think a man that doesn't get enough credit is Chris Kleiman at Kansas State. He's 56, and wherever he goes, they win football games.
That's right. Came here from North Dakota State. Won a bunch of championships there, 4 FCS national championships in his 5 seasons as a head coach. And then a Big 12 title a year ago, and has had wild success here.
First down and 10 of the 18. Howard in trouble. Lost the ball, but somehow falls on it. Ethan Burke with the pressure in the K-State backfield, and Texas says they have it.
Yeah, I don't know if Howard ended up getting that ball. I think they're going to give it to him here. I believe it is going to be 2nd down. It bounced up, and he landed on it at the end. Great rush there from Ethan Burke. 6'6", 257 pounds. We've seen it a couple of times. Had a sack earlier in this game. This one right to the ball, rips it out of his hands. And Howard was trying to get that ball there, and he never had possession. Tough to know who exactly came out of that. Sark's going to take a timeout because I think that he believes that a Longhorn clearly recovered that ball.
And the fans can sense it. This Texas defense playing with just incredible energy.
Yes, and the defensive line in particular. There's the fumble. Great rush by Burke. And you can see Howard looks like he falls on it there, but he never had control. And there was a Texas player behind him. I believe that was Jalen Ford. I'm not for sure, though. Number 41. This will be a better look. Yeah, that's Jalen Ford, and he comes after that ball. What they're going to have to do, though, is find video evidence that he has a clear recovery, which he does right there. In the immediate action afterwards, it looks like he, from this angle, Gus, no control there for Howard. And then
that's a loose ball.
I agree. And Ford comes out of there with it.
Our Dean Blandino, our rules analyst, joins us. Dino, what do you think?
You guys are all over it. Exactly right. Does Howard have possession, or is that ball loose? And it appears to be loose, and he's just laying on it. And then the Texas player is going to gain possession, that clear recovery in that continuing action. They're looking at it now. To me, this is a loose ball and Texas recovery. He does not have possession based on the angles we've seen.
I can understand why the white hat thinks that Howard has control based on his angle, but you can see right there, Ford clearly has the ball. It was never possessed clearly by Kansas State. And remember, they've got the cameras that they can all sync up and look at them all simultaneously. So you see that the ball is loose, Howard doesn't have it. Then you go to the next angle, Ford clearly does have it. Be shocked if this is not overturned here, and it would be Texas ball. It would be 1st and goal at the 5-yard line. How about Ethan Burke, Gus? You know, he was banged up this week. There was questions whether Burke was even going to be available in this game, and he has come out and shown some dominance on the speed rush on the outside. A sack earlier, this one, a strip. He's able to force a fumble that it looks like Texas recovered.
I'm looking at the replay.
Ethan Burke, big guy, 6'6". Sophomore, they're still putting some weight on him. He's about 260.
So here is the angles simultaneously. So you see on the left that the ball is not controlled by Howard. And then on the right, Jalen Ford clearly in, still working on the loose ball, and has the loose ball. Massive play. 10-point game. It would give Texas a 1st and goal. This is a massive play here in the 3rd.
All smiles for that young man, Ethan Burke from Austin, Westlake High School.
This defense has been so good since you
and when we talked to Coach Sarkisian yesterday, he said something very interesting. He said, the way I changed this team was through a physical and a cultural build.
Yeah, first he had to get the right players and the right profile of players. Big, strong, length in certain areas, speed in certain areas, talent. And then he had to work on the culture of this program. And they did something. Jade Barron talked to us about Culture Wednesdays, where they sit with each other and they talk about something that they've gone through in their life that was hard for them. And that openness amongst the team has brought them a connectivity that they feel like has been much different this year than in years prior.
For Coach Sark, coaching in the state of Texas, such a fertile ground. Sweats from Huntsville, Burks from Austin, Murphy's from DeSoto.
After further review, the fumble was recovered by Texas. It'll be 1st down on the 5-yard line.
Longhorns have it.
Huge play from Burke, and this defense just continues to dominate on the defensive line. Here's that definitive look. No control for Howard. Clearly, that ball is still loose. Jalen Ford, the All-American, still working and gets possession of that ball. That's the definitive look right there. And this defense, I tell you what, you think about only gave up 3 points in the 4th quarter against Houston. Only gave up 6 points last week against BYU, and they've been sensational. Outside of one drive after a blocked punt, they've been really good here today. The starting quarterback goes down. You got to lean on other areas of your team. This Texas team has a great defense and an even better defensive line, and they have leaned on those guys during this time.
1st down and goal at the 5-yard line. Jonathan Brooks in the backfield. And they'll give it to him. Brooks, touchdown, Texas. Just like that. Longhorns, all business. This is what they've been waiting for in Austin. It's been a while.
Something they've struggled with so far this year, that red zone offense. That was some beautiful action from the offensive line. Big hole for Jonathan Brooks.
14th rushing touchdown of the season for Brooks. Bert Auburn, extra point, and it's good. 24-7. 9:21 to go in the 3rd quarter. The defense forcing turnovers. Ethan Burke, and then Brooksy takes it in for the score. Big Noon Saturday is sponsored by Kohl's. Gifts, deals, and holiday feel. Welcome back. Texas with a 24-7 lead. Brooks was his 8th touchdown of the season, 14th of his career. Texas has rushed for at least 140 yards in 8 of 9 games this year and scored 18 rushing touchdowns this season. So they're averaging 2 a game. Howard had that one poked out of his hands. And he'll get another shot at it right now. Tomorrow on Fox, it's one of the biggest games of the year. Dallas versus Philly. Dak versus Jalen. And America's game of the week. The next chapter in this historic rivalry kicks off tomorrow, 4 Eastern on Fox. So Kansas State, this is their 3rd possession of the half. Their first 2 have been turnovers. 1st down to the 25. And here's the sweep around the right side with Johnson, and he gets crunched. Woo! Jalen Ford, all 6'3", 242 pounds.
Man, Jalen Ford is a rocket.
Two-yard gain, 2nd and 8. Giddens. Right across the 30. Let's go downstairs to Jenny.
Well, Jalen Ford, what a special player and leader. And Coach Sarkisian talks about his impact for the defense as a leader and about one of those guys that has just been so crucial to the turnaround here at Texas. And I love something he said earlier this year, that with all due respect to Vince Young, I'm sick of seeing those highlights from the past. We want to create our own legacy here. We want to win a championship. We don't shy away from talking about it. That's the confidence they're playing with right now.
All right, 3rd and 3 at the 32. Kansas State 1 of 7 on 3rd down conversions. Giddens remains in the game. Here's the toss to him, and that didn't fool anybody. What a job by this Texas team. This time, Jet Bush, Johnny on the spot.
Jet Bush is right here, outside linebacker. And watch as he just stays home and he squeezes down and he just sees Will Howard in that action inside. He plays Howard outside, then he squeezes back down and he's able to get the stop before the line to gain and force a punt.
So they'll send it away as Bloomer puts a toe into it, and it's fair caught by Worthy. So coming up for Texas, leading 24-7, Malik Murphy and the Texas offense when we return. Welcome back. Let's take a look at the college football playoff rankings for week 10.
Grouped up those undefeateds, then the one-loss teams. Texas sitting right behind Oregon, leading here 24-7. Ohio State in a tight ball game up in Piscataway.
Watch that Missouri-Georgia game, Joel.
You think so?
Ooh.
I don't know.
You don't think so?
Georgia's just playing so much better.
Remember how Missouri played them last year, though? That was a great game. Georgia came back as Blue gets out of bounds.
Carson Beck, Georgia quarterback, man, he's playing at a
not bad,
really high level, you know, putting up some serious numbers. A lot of good teams. This is what I love about this season is I feel like there's more parity or depth, I guess you could say, in college football. More teams that I think are championship caliber. I think one of them is right here. You know, this Texas team, when they're playing well, I tell you, it's going to be really tough to beat them.
2nd down and 7 at the 31, especially when Ewers gets back. Here's Murphy, guns it, nice throw, in rhythm, and he's got his receiver, Mitchell, who's having a big day for this Texas squad, a 4-yard gain.
You know, if I'm Steve Sarkisian, what I would have told the offense before this drive is, listen, we're going to be methodical, but that doesn't mean that we're not going to have urgency during the plays. They go down and score here with some sort of lengthy drive, and it's basically putting the game away. They have not been good on 3rd down today. No conversions. Have a chance here.
Mitchell, 5 catches, 105 yards, and a touchdown. And they'll hand it off to Brooks, looking for the first. He has it. Brooks with a burst, still on the move. Nice stiff arm. Jonathan Brooks with a big gain of 27. Payne with the tackle.
I just love what they do up front here, and then Brooks does a great job of getting to the right, and then he gets back right behind that hole in the offensive line. Terrific job on that left side. I'm telling you, Kelvin Banks, number 78, is one heck of a player, and Brooks just continues to dominate and gain yards.
On 1st down, this time it's Brooks, and he will not get back. Well, he may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Will lead with the tackle. No gain.
I tell you, Kelvin Banks, number 78, comes in here last year, starts as a true freshman. Now he's a sophomore, 6'4", 324 pounds. He can move. Gus, when I watch him in practice or on tape, what I'm so impressed with is his footwork. His hands are so strong. He's a sticky offensive lineman. Guys don't get off of him. And this is certainly a guy with a huge future.
2nd and 10. Murphy over the middle and broken up. Incomplete. Ball intended for Worthy, and Keenan Garber was there.
Garber with a great play defensively. Watch as Worthy's going to try to work inside of him, and he just comes right over the top, and he's able to make the play, bat that ball away. It's a terrific job.
Makes it 3rd and 10 at the 38. Murphy. Threw that one high and caught by Worthy.
I think that puts him in field goal range, and it looks like they will come out and attempt one that's a bit on the long range. They would try it from about 50-51. This one just inside of 50. This will be a 49-yard attempt for Bert Auburn.
Auburn tied his career high with the 49-yarder in the opener against Rice. Originally set the mark last year against Alabama. He's 13 of 18 on the season from 49 yards out. How simple can it get? Texas takes the 3, 27-7. The Longhorns, 4:13 to play, 3rd quarter. This Texas team getting better and better, moment by moment. Sark's got him going. 27-7, Texas leads Kansas State with 4:13 to go in the 3rd quarter. Gus Johnson, Joel Klatt, Jenny Taft with you from Austin, Texas. What a day, what a crowd. Unfortunately, partner, this is our last game for the foreseeable future at Texas.
Yeah, it's hard to fathom, to be honest with you. You know, I was fortunate enough to play as a visitor here, so I loved coming here for a long time. Although I didn't love seeing this Texas defense as a player.
You wouldn't want to see him today, that's for sure.
I don't want to see him today either. Here's the takeaways for these Longhorns. Taft, beautiful interception there off the tip ball in the secondary. That pass rush got after it. That was Ethan Burke, strips it away. Jalen Ford with the recovery. Now a couple of takeaways. And they're winning the turnover battle right now. Sark's teams, they're so good when they win the turnover battle. They're 29-0 when they win the turnover battle, and that's exactly what they're doing here today.
First down to the 25. Here's a handoff straight ahead, and it's Ward.
Yeah, you talked about the build earlier on the last couple of series, and Pete Kwiatkowski is part of that build. He's been the defensive coordinator in all 3 years here for Sark. They came in here, and let's face it, they weren't great defensively in 2021. Gave up over 30 points per game, 99th in the country. But they have improved every year, and what's been on the field and on display here this year has been very good.
2nd and 7 at the 28. Howard looking over the middle, caught. And it's close to a first down for Keegan Johnson. Ryan Watts with the tackle.
I think they're going to give him the benefit of the doubt there. The far side official gave him the 35-yard line and a first down. I didn't think it was quite that far, but first down nonetheless.
From the 35. Will Howard in the pocket, delivers, and it's another strike. This time it's to Sinnott in front of Taft.
You know, it's just fascinating to me. You see what's happening here. The 5th best run offense in the country is having to revert to just throwing the ball. And I know they're down 27-7, but it's also because they can't run the ball. And they're having to just sit there and try to throw it on every down.
Kansas State with 36 rushing yards. And Howard finds his receiver in the seam, and this time it's Xavier Lloyd. But a flag on the play.
That formation did not look legal to me. And in fact, Sark was running down the sidelines yelling.
Illegal formation. Offense, more than 4 in the backfield. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 2nd down.
Sark was racing down the sidelines yelling at the near side official, pointing at the set. As you can see right here, this wide receiver has got to be on the line of scrimmage because that tackle is an ineligible player. You've already got 3 in the backfield. You need that guy all the way up there, and he wasn't.
That negates a 25-yard gain. 2nd down and 6 at the 39. Ward dropped as soon as he crosses the line of scrimmage. Gained about a half-yard. Jalen Ford again.
Well, now you get this pass rush going. You got to be aware of Ethan Burke. He's been the best pass rusher so far here today. Doesn't mean you can't get pressure also from Baron Sorrell, excuse me. 6'4", 260 on the other side, number 88.
Kansas State 1 of 8 on third down conversion. 3rd and 5.
False start. Offense number 54. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
It's the right guard, Hadley Panzer. He's got an early start in there. Number 54, really the entire right side of that line. They jumped before the snap. And now they're way backed up. Got to be aware of this pass rush. Got to throw something quick, probably short of the line to gain, and try to allow a wide receiver to run after the catch.
3rd and 10 from the Kansas State 35. Will Howard looking. Howard buys time underneath and caught for 1st down. Well played, Keegan Johnson.
It's a great job of buying time in the pocket, manipulating the pocket, and then the wide receivers of finding the area. There's Johnson, and Keegan just settles down. He's wide open, and it's a 1st down for the Wildcats.
Howard again to throw it. This time to the sideline, and Johnson is open. He'll go out of bounds at the 30, so Kansas State now starting to move the ball.
Doing a nice job in this passing game, finding the holes in the secondary. The pass rush not quite as active as it was on previous series.
1st down to the 30.
False start. Offense number 54. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
Tell you what, something is just off with the cadence, and it's not like you got a backup quarterback in here. These guys have played a ton of football. This offensive line, one of the most experienced in the country coming into the season. They've started all the games up front. Will Howard, experienced quarterback.
Uncharacteristically, Kansas State, 6 penalties for 40 yards. And that one juggled. They give him the catch. Looks like they will for Ward, excuse me.
Yeah, Ward's doing a nice job here today, and they've needed his elusiveness. He's a little quicker back. Transfer from Florida State. Locked on, actually, at Florida State. Transferred over here to Kansas State. He's only 5'10", 194 pounds. Part of why he wanted to be here is that he knew that Kansas State would value him regardless of his size because of the way that they valued Deuce Vaughn, who was just a 6th-round draft pick of the Dallas Cowboys.
2nd and 6 at the 26. Will Howard winds up, delivers, and it's caught by Phillip Brooks. Turns it up, still running, dives, touchdown, K-State. What a play by Phillip Brooks. And that makes it 27-13 as we come to the end of the 3rd quarter. A 26-yard strike as he tighten-roped the sideline.
How about the elusiveness in those spins near the sideline? It was a terrific break. And route, first of all, route is on your right, quarterback on your left. Watch as he just stops right there and comes to the back shoulder. Howard's already got that ball out. Good timing. Beautiful spin right there. And then the stutter and stays in bounds, gets to the end zone. What a terrific job by Phillip Brooks, the most experienced wide receiver that Kansas State has.
Did he stay in bounds? That foot didn't hit the line, Joel?
I don't think it did. It looked like he did a great job of just giving that little dead leg, kind of a stall move, and then staying in bounds, not touching that sideline.
27-13. Extra point by Tennant is good. 8 plays covering 75 yards. Wildcats scored 4 minutes and 13 seconds. They are not out of this game. Big fourth quarter coming up here in Austin, 27-14. Big News Saturday is sponsored by AT&T Business. Next level moments need the Next Level Network. Start of the fourth quarter, 27-14, our score. Texas with 10 points into third. Kansas State did get a touchdown. As you take a look at the total yards.
Well, they've come alive, Kansas State, offensively. And they've had to do it almost completely through the air. Only 37 yards rushing, and so it's been a pass game for Kansas State.
And moments ago, our Jenny Taff had a chance to catch up with Coach Sark.
Coach, there's been some dominant moments for you throughout this game, but I know in the past this team has been criticized for how you finish games. So how do you want to finish this one out in the fourth quarter?
We played pretty good in the fourth quarter this year. So the key to the drill is stay true to who we are. We've been a really good fourth quarter team this year. We need to play that way now.
Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
He talked about that yesterday with us.
Yeah, and pointed towards that win in Tuscaloosa. You know, and in particular, the fact they were down 16-13 at one point in that game to Alabama. He's a guy that is so familiar with that building, having coached there, won national championships there, and knows that so many teams have crumbled in the fourth quarter.
Brooks, and Brooks taken down quickly by Kobe McAllister. Steve Sarkisian has had a very interesting career, great player at BYU, got his big break with USC, and went on to become the head coach in Washington, back to USC, where went through a tumultuous period in his life, went to Alabama as an assistant with Coach Nick Saban, had a chance to learn from Coach Saban, who mentored him, and now at Texas, where he's doing a fine job.
Offense number 56, 5-yard penalty, second down.
Cameron Williams, number 56.
Third penalty called against Cam today. Don't forget, coming up next, Penn State, Maryland. Second down and 14 at the 21. Murphy, here comes a blitz. Murphy lets it fly. Incomplete. Mitchell again the target. That one just thrown a little long, and Malik Murphy was under major pressure.
Yeah, he was in the backfield and just so close, just out of the reach of that guy Mitchell, who would have had nothing but opportunity in front of him and that burnt orange end zone. And even with pressure in your face, we've just seen that Malik Murphy has just been a little bit off since that hot start in the first quarter.
Third down and 14 at the 21. See if he can find his rhythm. Murphy. And intercepted. This time, Parrish. He lost it. Did Texas get it back? And it's Kansas State football. Wow. Jacob Parrish with the interception. Kobe McAllister covers it up.
Well, watch, they're trying to get a screen pass right over here to Brooks, but as he gets caught up right there, this ball cannot be thrown out there. That is a massive mistake from the quarterback. The inexperience showing itself. Parrish ends up fumbling it back, and Kansas State is able to recover it after he let go of that ball. But that ball has got to be thrown at the feet of the wide receiver. It's got to be burned. You can't throw it away, and certainly can't throw it up for grabs. Parrish did a great job right there. Kansas State recovers his fumble, and here we go. The Wildcats get a massive play from their defense.
And I have a feeling you may see Arch Manning before this game is over. That's a second turnover for Murphy. He turned it over twice last week, an interception, and he lost a fumble. Now 2 interceptions in this game. 1st and 10 at the 12. For Kansas State. Big possession here for the Wildcats. Giddens is the pistol back. Howard rolling, looking, Howard, and he'll throw it out of bounds. Joe Carter with pressure.
They've had to do this strictly through the air. Even in the series right before the half that they were able to get into the end zone, it was a corner route to Phillip Brooks. And they're going to have to rely on the arm of Will Howard here again because these defensive tackles are just not allowing them to run the football. Try a little play action there, but it's going to come down to Phillip Brooks, maybe Sinnott, the tight end. Someone's going to have to win on the edge.
2nd and 10 of the 12. Howard steps up in the pocket, drops it off. He's got his man. Touchdown, Kansas State. Keegan Johnson. And how about this, folks? 4th quarter, we've got a ball game now. 27-20, extra point coming.
I'll tell you, Keegan Johnson does a great job of just continuing this route all the way across the field. And he gets himself open off of this little screen action, and then there's nothing but space in front of him. Howard scooting up in the pocket, finds him, gives him a ball that he can run through, yards after the catch, and Kansas State's in the end zone.
2 touchdowns in the last minute and 27 seconds for Kansas State. And just like that, we have a 27-21 game here in the 4th quarter. The Kansas State Wildcats, they will not die. They are starting to multiply. Big Noon Saturday is sponsored by Pacific Life, creating financial security for more than 150 years. That's Aiden Mentry, the chief twirler for Texas. Getting it done in the end zone. Right now, we've got a ball game here in the Lone Star State. Kansas State continuing to claw back. Texas making mistakes. Their young quarterback, Malik Murphy, with his 2nd interception. Some nervousness in the stands now from the Longhorn faithful supporters as Kansas State sends it away.
Pacific Life Game Summary, sponsored by Pacific Life, creating financial security for more than 150 years. Well, I'll tell you what, after this touchdown, Texas got the turnover, turned it into points right away. The Cats have answered. You show the toughness, the physicality, the want to from these Wildcats. This is a reason why they are the defending Big 12 champions. Jacob Parrish sets up his offense even after that little fumble, and the Wildcats are able to get into the end zone. The transfer wide receiver from Iowa, Keegan Johnson, across the middle. He's into the end zone, and here we are, 1 possession game late on the road in Austin.
1st down and 10 of the 25, and they'll run it with Jonathan Brooks. Brooks still moving. He's close to that 1st down marker. Texas is averaging 7.7 yards per rush.
Yeah, and that's where you go to. I know you brought up Arch Manning. This is not the spot for an Arch Manning. He's never stepped foot on a college field in his life. This is not the setting to do so in a Big 12 game. This is the time that you lean on the 5 guys in front. If you're going to throw a pass, it has to be a play action with something easy underneath in order to complete for Malik Murphy. Otherwise, this is a run game for the Longhorns.
Brooks looking for the 1st down, and
fumble.
Yeah, fumble. Does Kansas State have it again? Holy Chicago, they do. Will Lee with the recovery.
Brooks was fighting for extra yards. Not down, ball clearly out. I believe that was Brendan Mott, 38, who was ripping at the ball with his right hand. There's 38, Mott, and watch as he rips it out, and then there's Lee with the recovery. And Kansas State's defense does it again, getting stops. When you think that they're down and out, you think that they couldn't get any worse for Kansas State, they continue to battle back. The resiliency of this team is off the charts, and here they are on the field, plus side of the 50 in a 6-point game.
1st down and 10 at the Texas 32-yard line for K-State. You can feel the momentum shifting. Will Howard in the gun, hands it off, no, play fake, Touchdown, Wildcats! Wow! Jace Brown! And we're level at 27.
Jace Brown runs a great route, but watch the safety. The safety is going to be looking at the tight end, Sinnott number 34. He comes way down, and because of that, the route on top of him is wide open. The corner, I feel like, thinks he has deep help. Terrence Brooks not even close to Jace Brown. A mistake in the secondary, and the Wildcats take advantage. Now it's offside from the Longhorns. What a call offensively from Colin Klein, the offensive coordinator, right after the turnover, Gus, to go for it. Go for broke. It's been a passing game for the Wildcats anyways, and he dials it up, gets the safety down, and Jace Brown for the home run. Beautiful.
Offside. Defense. Half the distance to the goal. We'll replay the try.
Tell you what, Jace Brown starting to come alive in his career as a freshman. Had that beautiful catch on the right sideline earlier, and that was a terrific route, showing some speed.
So here's Tennant for the lead. He lost it. Oh my gosh. Tennant picked it up, and Texas is there, and we're going to stay level at 27. Fourth quarter, 27 up. But Kansas State fighting all the way back. (27-27), 12:37 remaining in the fourth quarter. And a look at the extra point.
Yeah, the holder there, Jack Bloomer, the punter, was never ready, and the snapper, Randon Plattner, snapped it without him looking. That's why the ball ends up back there. You can see Plattner put his 42. He puts his hands on his head right there because he wasn't supposed to snap it yet.
Kansas State sends it away, and it's picked up inside the 10-yard line by Robinson. And Robinson dropped at the 12. Let's check in with Jenny.
Well, as expected, the sidelines over here for K-State excited about this turnaround, but the message from the coaching staff, stay neutral. Will Howard pacing up and down the sideline, making sure his guys stay even keel, stay in this, do your job, trying to manage everyone's hype and excitement. And center Hayden Gillum told me this week, we are the kind of team that fights until the very end, and wow, we're seeing that on display, Gus.
All right, Kansas State with 3 touchdowns in the last 2 minutes and 13 seconds. 2 of those off Texas turnovers. Longhorns have turned it over 3 times, 2 interceptions by Malik Murphy, the freshman, and a fumble by Jonathan Brooks. But then K-State botches the extra point, and we are tied at 27 apiece.
No idea what the confusion here is with the officials.
The ball was inadvertently placed on the wrong hash. It's first down, Texas.
So what does Steve Sarkisian draw up now? First down at the 15. Texas at one time led this game 17-0. Murphy throws the slant, and it's caught by Mitchell. Adonai Mitchell, over 100 yards receiving, gains 12. Parrish with the tackle.
Well, and what's happened now is that Kansas State is going to commit all their resources to stopping the run. So now the defense is going to look like it did to begin the game. What happened? Well, Malik Murphy was able to hit the ball deep and get over the top of the Kansas State defense. They're going to force him to do it again.
First down, and Baxter trying to get outside. Nothing doing, no gain. Sayamalo with the tackle.
These one-score games, the Longhorns lived in them last year. They were 2-4 in one-score games a season ago. This year, they're 1-1. A little bit better, but here they are tied in the fourth.
Play fake, Murphy delivers, Mitchell again, and he'll pick up a first down. Murphy finding a little rhythm on this drive, throwing the football, an 18-yard gain.
You notice what he went with? Those hitches, just easy kind of hitch curl routes, and complete those in your sleep if you're a quarterback. So going to something that he knows he can complete, an easy one on the outside.
First down at the 45. Here's the run. Baxter, 1 yard. Murphy, 16 of 29, 216, a touchdown, 2 picks. Baxter, 9 carries, 92 yards, including a 54-yard touchdown run.
This is when you find out what you're made of up front, because Kansas State's going to be selling out to stop the run. Texas is still going to want to try to run the football, protect their quarterback, but Murphy's going to have to make a throw here in this series.
Second down and 9. Hands it off again, and it's Brooks who squeezes his body through the hole, gets small, will leave with the tackle. So that'll bring up a big third down after the 6-yard gain. 3rd and 3 for UT.
My question is, after the momentum that Kansas State now has created offensively, what does Sark do if they don't get this? With 10 minutes to go in a tie ball game, we've seen him be aggressive on 4th downs in the last couple of weeks. I'm interested to see what he does if they're not able to move the chains.
3rd down and 3. Murphy, here's the pitch. Brooks squares his shoulders and gets the first. Somehow managed to get downhill. First down, Texas, 5-yard gain.
Well, what I love is you run behind your best offensive lineman. Who is that? That's Kelvin Banks. He gets out on the edge, sets the edge, and then it's about the power from Brooks. And Brooks is able to get the line to gain and move the chains for only the 2nd time today, Gus, on a 3rd down. They've been really poor on 3rd down, but dominated other points in this game, but able to convert there.
2 of 11 on 3rd downs for Texas. First down and 10 at the 43. Let's see if they let Murphy take a shot. Play fake. Murphy steps up, goes long. And that one underthrown for Worthy.
It wasn't tipped, didn't slip out of his hand. Just not on the same page, not in rhythm right now. He had a couple of those hitches, kind of curl routes, if you want to, deep hitches that he was able to convert and complete earlier in this drive.
2nd and 10 at the 43. Here's Brooks. Breaks a tackle. Brooks on the move. And a flag on the play. Kobe Savage with the tackle.
I think they're going to get a hold. I think they're probably going to call DJ Campbell number 52. He kind of tossed his player, grabbed him, tossed him to the
Holding.
ground.
Offense number 52. 10-yard penalty. Repeat 2nd down.
So it's the right guard right there. So watch as he grabs the defender and turns him and throws him down. And that's what drew the flag. I don't know.
So that'll make it a 2nd down and long of 20 yards.
And now you can back those safeties way up and protect against a deep shot here.
Baxter in the game and running back. Murphy looking. Murphy sideline. Complete at the 40 to Mitchell. The clock keeps running. 8:35 and counting.
Such an important completion there, because now this is a manageable 3rd down. If you don't get anything there, then you're in 3rd and forever, and you're going to almost certainly punt it away. 3rd and 6. Now you could even run the ball thinking that you might go for it on 4th down. Everything right now is at Sark's disposal as a play caller.
3rd down and 6 at the 39. Malik Murphy drops it off. Worthy, not enough for the first. So that brings up 4th down after the 2-yard gain. A decision to be made now by Coach Sarkisian.
Yeah, and that decision was already pre-made before the 3rd down call. He knew he was going to go for it. Doesn't get it, so here we are, 4th and 4. It's got to be his best play of the day. Conversely, on the defensive side, this is when you got to sell out. You got to get up near the line of scrimmage. This is Kansas State's chance to get off the field.
Texas 1 of 2 on 4th down conversions today. Brooks will line up in the backfield after starting as a receiver. Play clock at 5. And they'll get it off. Murphy over the middle. Caught. 1st down and more. Jatavion Sanders is tight end. Great recognition by the freshman, Malik Murphy.
And Sanders, watch as he goes into the window and then slips into that second area, that space that is wide open inside of Austin Moore, the linebacker number 41. Sits there, gives his chest to the quarterback, and it's a conversion.
Gain of 16, 1st down. Brooks breaks a tackle and gets forward. And Steve Sarkisian told us in our meeting yesterday, Joel, that the mark of a good team is to be able to win ugly games.
Well, that's right, and win any type of game. And more importantly, you got to be able to run the ball when they know that you want to run the ball, and that is this occasion. Yes, they've thrown a couple of passes here with Murphy, but as he struggled in the second half, they've got to lean on this run game, and they've still been able to churn out yards.
12th play of the drive. 2nd and 5 at the 16. Murphy deflected and incomplete. Somebody got a hand on that football from Kansas State.
Yep. That was Mott, number 38. Brendan Mott did a great job. Cut his rush off and just jumped up in the air. Here's Mott right there. Watch Mott just go up. Hits him almost right in the forehead. Texas is lucky that that ball didn't get ricocheted more closely to a defender.
3rd down and 5 at the 16. Malik Murphy under pressure in the end zone. Incomplete. Worthy the target. He said he was held. Worthy being guarded by Garber. That brings up 4th down and 5.
Yeah, Sark hates it, and they're going to have to kick it. Here's middle of your screen, number 1 against number 1. Clearly kind of holds him right there. Maybe a little bit of a tug. The ball comes out way early. Worthy wants a call. Sark wants a call. Don't get it. And here's Bert Auburn.
Auburn good from 32 yards, 49 yards. This one from 34 yards away. And Texas will take the lead. 30-27. 6:03 to go in the 4th. An eternity remaining in this game. Here come the Wildcats. You knew this one coming into it was going to be a good one. And how about this? 6:03 to go. Kansas State getting ready to take over. Steve Sarkisian's Texas Longhorns, can they hold on? Because you know the Wildcats are getting ready to bring their best. Stone kicks it away. Seth Porter is the deep man. And here come the Cats on 0.
Well, they've been hot. 3 touchdowns in their last 4 offensive plays, and they've been doing it with the arm of Will Howard. He's been really good in this second half, and they've needed it with their lack of ability to be dominant in the run game like they normally are. But this is not just some guy, right? This is a guy that has won a Big 12 championship. These moments are not too big for him. He will be calm, cool, and collected. He's got to read this defense, set up, make quality throws.
First down at the 25. Howard with the handoff to Giddens. And Giddens runs into a pile, but his forward progress will pick him. He'll pick up about 3 yards in front of Jalen Ford.
They've also established now 3 targets on the outside, something that they really haven't established all year. But between Brooks and Brown and Johnson, guys that have been hot here in the second half.
2nd and 7. Howard with time over the middle. Incomplete. Phillip Brooks. Looks like he had some hands on the football. Jaron Thompson defensively for Texas.
This is when you need a pass rush to show up. Thompson did a great job in coverage, but this is when you need, as a secondary, your pass rush to force the ball out of the hand of the quarterback as quickly as possible.
3rd down and 7. Empty backfield. Howard looking, rolling, wants the first down himself, and he will not get it. Flag on the play. A late flag thrown as well. This could be unnecessary roughness.
Well, there's a late flag on the sideline, but as well as at the 25, back near the line of scrimmage, which you would expect that to be an offensive hold. So expect a couple of penalties here on this one.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Holding, offense number 54. It's a 10-yard penalty. We'll repeat the down. After the play was over, personal foul, late hit. Defense number 6, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Ryan Watts with the unnecessary roughness late hit penalty.
Well, first you're going to get the hold on the guard inside right here. As Howard leaves the pocket, you'll see the hold. There's the hold. But then at the end of the play, as Howard is trying to get the line to gain, here's Watts. He steps out of bounds, and then he is still lowers his shoulder and hits him.
I don't know about that one.
Well, he certainly stepped out of bounds. They're always going to give protection to any runner. As soon as they step out of bounds, you can't contact them.
First down and 10 at the 33 for Kansas State. Here comes a blitz. Screen pass underneath, and it's caught. Sinnott with a first down and more as he gets to midfield.
Beautiful job by that O-line, getting out in front, up to that second level, and Howard inviting the rush, staying calm, and then giving it to Sinnott.
Kansas State moving quickly. Howard bouncing around, directed traffic with his off arm. Whoa, what a throw! As DJ Giddens grabs it, that one thrown over a Texas defender. But there is a flag.
Yeah, 3 of them. I sense that Texas didn't get everybody off the field.
Illegal substitution. Defense, more than 11 players on the field. That penalty's declined. Result of the play is a first down.
Man, I tell you what, Howard is doing a great job. Here they are. They're trying to run off the field right here and don't get off before the snap. And then Howard takes a chance down the field just over Hill, who's such an athletic player. Hill actually tipped that ball, and Giddens still able to catch it.
First down at the Texas 34 for Kansas State after the 17-yard reception. DJ Giddens into the backfield. Will Howard. Play fake. Howard dancing. Howard gets a block. Lets it go. Sideline throw. Brooks, did he get a foot in? Looks like he did. First down, Wildcats.
Boy, did he get his feet down? Right near the sideline. Did he get down with control? Looks like the knee is down before he hits that sideline, and they're going to blow this dead just to take another look at it.
Did he have control of the football is the question.
There's a Texas player down on the far side as well. That's Ryan Watts. grabbing at that left hamstring. And here's another look. Have to establish control first. And then once he's got control, does he get down inbounds and then maintain possession through the process of going to the ground? I don't see anything in any of those looks that would make this not a catch. Control, inbounds, maintains control. You see that knee with control right there.
Is that control, Joel? Ball's bouncing around a little bit.
I don't think. Looked like he controlled it to me.
Okay. Dean Blandino joins us. Dean, what are your thoughts?
I like it as a catch. I've got control. He has the hands underneath. There's a little bit of movement. The rule book talks about slight movement is not a loss of control. To me, there might be some slight movement, but he's inbounds. This is a great look. He's got the hands underneath, the body part down in bounds, maintains that control. A little bit of movement there, but to me, this is a stands at best.
Now, great effort there from Brooks, who's been outstanding in this second half. Remember, this whole thing was started, Gus, at 27-7 when Brooks made that sensational effort down the sideline. Remember that little comeback dance, tiptoed, gave that little dead leg, got into the end zone, and it started all of this. And now Ryan Watts from Texas, number 6, trying to get himself off the field.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. First down, Kansas State.
Well, this passing game has come alive. Will Howard has been sensational here.
What's been the difference with their offense?
Well,
how have they started to move the ball?
They've abandoned the run game, in particular on first down, which has really helped them. And Texas, they haven't adjusted on the pass defense side. You look at what's going on. You've got 16, 17 yards in their last 3 completions. The other part of this, Gus, Howard has been getting himself and buying himself time, which has allowed some of those scramble rules down the field.
1st and 10 at the 17. Here's a handoff. Giddens spinning. And a short gain. Anthony Hill Jr. with the tackle. 3:40 to go. 30-27 Texas.
This is very reminiscent for Texas fans of what it felt like against Oklahoma, certainly, and even Alabama at times when the pass rush was good and effective. But there were times when it breaks down as far as where the lanes are, and the quarterback can get himself loose and create completions because he breaks contain outside of the pocket.
2nd and 9 at the 16. Play fake. Howard. Tunnel screen. Johnson. And a first down for Kansas State. Sorrell with the tackle.
Boy, Keegan Johnson has come alive along with Phillip Brooks. These guys on the outside, and again, these coaches told us during the week, we've got to have a wide receiver step up. Well, they've got a few of them stepping up, making plays here. Looks like he was just short, so this will be a 3rd down as he comes down just before the line to gain.
3rd down and 1. Remember, Howard is a big man.
Review. The ruling on the field is down short of the line to gain.
Take a look at this as Keegan Johnson is trying to get there. There's the knee down, pretty clearly kind of short of that line to gain. I think it's a good spot where it's at. Really solid hustle. That was Barron Sorrell, the junior from New Orleans, caught him from behind. This one should be a pretty short review. I felt like that was a good spot. You know, Howard's been so good, but the other part of this is that the Texas defense haven't adjusted to some of these routes, in particular from the slot receivers. So what's been most effective is really 3 things. One is the slot receivers coming across the field, those crossing routes. The next is when Howard's been able to get himself loose in the pocket and then find scramble rules down the field. Scramble rules mean that the wide receiver breaks off their route and comes back to the quarterback or toward the sideline. They've been able to get that as well. And then the last thing would be those tunnel screens. Gus, we've seen it a couple of times on this series. Sinnott with one, Johnson there on another one. This defense is not reacting well to those screens, and we might see another one here at some point as the ball is inside the 10.
(30-27). 2:37 to go in the fourth.
This K-State team,
so resilient.
Oh, aren't they? I mean, it did not look good for a long time in big portions of this game.
And you got to give their head coach, Chris Kleiman, a lot of credit. There will be some jobs coming open at the end of the year, and I'm sure he's going to be a target.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. It's third down.
Well, 3rd down and 1. This drive started at the 25.
K-State, 4th in college football, 3rd and short. Texas defense is the best defense in college football in this situation, 3rd and short. Does K-State run it, or do they try to use play action to get away from those two big defensive tackles?
Remember, your quarterback is 6'5", 242. He needs a yard on 3rd and 1. DJ Gittens, 6'1", 212, goes in motion. Howard runs it. Howard, no! He won't get it! What a job! Guess who? Devondre Sweat stops him in his tracks, and that brings up 4th down. They lose a yard, and K-State brings out the field goal unit.
What a great play by those tackles. A great play by those tackles. There was no movement whatsoever by this offensive line. It just got right back into the lap of Howard. He has got no shot.
This from 27 yards away. Tennant. Oh, he missed it. He hooked it. to 27. Chris Tennant. Texas with the lead. Big Noon Saturday is sponsored by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And by Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the stay. Two huge special teams mistakes by the Wildcats here in the fourth. A botched point after to take the lead, and now a missed short field goal that would have tied the game.
A hold down left is fine. He just hooks it, and there's Sark's reaction. Tennant came dangerously close to missing 1 point after already today towards the left. They botched one of the snaps, as you mentioned, and now they're going to have to take their timeouts. It should be mentioned here. Okay, so now there's a minute 39 left with 2 more timeouts. If they can get 2 stops here, Gus, they would get the ball back with about a minute 18, a minute 20 to go.
Next weekend, 2 forces collide on Big Noon Saturday. On Fox is J.J. McCarthy in 3rd-ranked Michigan. They will battle 11th-ranked Penn State. It all starts with Big Noon Kickoff live from Happy Valley at 10 a.m. Eastern. Then it's Michigan, Penn State, all on Fox.
Man, let's hope that game's as good as what this one has been. What a great college football game this has been. The Michigan team has been absolutely dominant thus far. Obviously, a lot of controversy swirling around them, and Penn State looks to bounce back after that loss to Ohio State a couple of weeks ago.
Penn State beating Indiana last week. 2nd and 10 at the 20. A minute and 39 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter.
It's all about ball control here.
And ball security for Texas. Here's Brooks. Jonathan Brooks. And another timeout called by K-State. They have 1 left.
Got 3 yards to basically end it. if you're Texas. This is a team that ended the game on the field against Alabama. And they've been fortunate in some regards. Even though they've been dominant today, they've been fortunate that they're up 3 right now. This is the future schedules for both of these clubs, Kansas State, Baylor, Kansas. That'll be a showdown, certainly in Iowa State. Texas has the Frogs next week, and then a trip up to Ames at Iowa State, and they'll finish things up with Texas Tech.
So Steve Sarkisian telling us in our meeting yesterday what he likes about his team, especially his offensive line. We can run it when they know we're going to run it. Let's see, 2 tight ends in the game now. 3rd down and 3. Jonathan Brooks in the backfield. They pitch it to him. This is Baxter, rather. And Baxter will not get it. And Kansas State calls a timeout. A loss of 2 yards. Desmond Purnell with the tackle. Makes it 4th down and 5.
What I love about this is that the defense knew what happened earlier. Remember, it was a 4th down play earlier in the game where they did the exact same play to Baxter, and he broke 1 tackle and ran for a touchdown. This time, Kansas State was ready for it. They had more hats over there, more personnel. They get a stop, and now they look to get the football back.
4th down and 5. Texas will punt.
They've already blocked 1 punt today.
Ryan Sanborn, the senior Stanford transfer from his own 11. Phillip Brooks is the deep man. Gets it away. Brooks comes up to field it, lets it take a bounce, and is down close to the 30-yard line. 3-point game, 1:18 left. Here comes Will Howard.
That ball was actually touched by a Texas player on the 40, so they'll pick up 10 more yards here. Great field position, no timeouts, 1:18 to go.
What kind of stuff do you want to run when you have no timeouts?
Well, it's got to be past the line to gain, the chains, if you will. So it's got to be at least 10 yards or more or outside the numbers. If not, you've got to be ready as an entire offense to get up to the line of scrimmage and spike the ball.
1st down at the 40-yard line. Howard finds Gittens in the flats, and he'll go out of bounds to 45.
Nice little design swing route right there. This passing game has been very good, and Howard has been sensational. The other thing that Texas has got to be aware of is those rush lanes. They can't allow Howard to escape the pocket. That's when the big plays have arrived for Kansas State in the passing game.
2nd down and 5 of the 45. 1:13 to go. Howard guns it to the sideline, caught, 1st down, and out of bounds for Jace Brown.
Boy, soft coverage over there. Gave up the 1st down. You also get the clock stopped. It's a couple of great plays early in this series for Kansas State. That coverage outside of the numbers has got to be a little bit tighter.
1st down to the 49. Will Howard backpedaling, looking, and incomplete. Sinnott, the intended receiver.
Well, their field goal range is out there at about between 50 and 55, but they have struggled with that unit today. Again, a near miss on a point after, a fumbled snap, a missed on a point after, but they would try it if they get to about the 36-yard line.
2nd down and 10 at the 49. Under a minute to go, play fake, bubble screen, and it's Johnson. Gets a lane, and Johnson crashes forward. Blackwell with the tackle, he gains 4. No timeouts for Kansas State.
Got to go quickly here. Already third down as well.
3rd and 6 at the 45. Howard in the pocket, breaks a tackle. Howard buys time and throws it out of bounds. Sinek, closest man of the football.
Boy, his legs were probably the best option as he broke contain right up the middle there. He had to take off, but now it's 4th down. Now you got the game on one snap. It's 4th and 6. Texas has sat back in coverage the entire series. You wonder if they're going to light him up here, try to send a little bit of pressure and change up the look that they've given Howard for the better part of the last quarter.
4th down and 6 at the Texas 45-yard line. Kansas State, 4 of 11 on 4th down conversions this season. Will Howard out of the gun. Howard, here comes the blitz. They pick it up. Howard underneath, caught. 1st down inside the Texas 30. And it's Phillip Brooks with the reception, an 18-yard gain.
Beautiful block by the running back Giddens, who picked up the blitz, and now they're well within field goal range.
As he spikes it with 17 seconds to go and no timeouts left.
Here's the blitz pickup from the back. Giddens. Watch as he sees the pressure coming off that left side, and he just stifles it. Beautiful job. Then Howard is able to escape. He finds the receiver down the field, and they're in field goal range. Can't take a sack here. It would be really tough to stop the clock if they took a sack.
2nd down and 10 at the 27. 30-27 our score. Howard backs up under pressure. Howard, and he'll just chuck it out of play with 10 seconds to go.
Well, now it's a precarious spot. And if you're the coach, you've got to know. If you're the quarterback, you've got to know. This ball cannot be completed short of the line to gain. The clock will run out. It has to either be a 1st down or go out of bounds. Maybe even a shot at the end zone. A sack ends the game. Howard has got to play smart here.
3rd down and 10 to the 27. Will Howard, and he'll throw it out of bounds, and they'll just try the field goal. Good decision by the senior.
Great decision. I know he's got to back over there, but if somehow that ball ends up being down inbounds, the game is going to be over. He throws the incompletion, and now a unit that has had a lot of trouble today trying to tie it up.
Chris Tennant missed a 27-yarder. This one from 45 yards away. And now a timeout call by Texas. And their last 2 kicks for Kansas State, it's been an adventure.
Well, first they snapped it before the holder was even looking. Clear mistake. That was a point after attempt, so they don't take a 1-point lead. It ends up just being 27-27. Then everything looks fine, and Tennant just flat pulled it left on a field goal that would have tied the game. So they've had their opportunities here to not only have the lead, but even be in the lead. And now with 6 seconds, it's going to be on Chris Tennant to try to tie this thing up.
Six seconds to go from 45 yards away. Chris Tennant looking to equalize. Got it away, and we're level at 30 with a second remaining in the 4th quarter.
What a clutch kick from Chris Tennant. Beautiful operation here. Bloomer gets it down, and Tennant just drills it right down Broadway. What a game. And how about Will Howard in this second half? What a champion. Chris Kleiman. This team just refuses to go away.
30 up. Second to go. And Tennant will kick it off. So Tennant with 1 second left. Squibb kicks it. And the ball is picked up inside the 15 by Robinson. And that's the end of the fourth quarter. We come to the end of regulation, and we're going to overtime. In Austin, Kansas State 30, Texas 30. 30-30 as we start overtime. Gus Johnson, Joel Klatt, Jenny Taft with you. And here are the overtime rules.
Winner of that coin toss elects possession or side of field. Each team is going to get possession at the opponent's 25-yard line. Get a timeout per, and we're going to two-point conversions following the touchdown starting the second overtime period. In that third OT, we'll just go to straight two-point conversions from then on.
Now, those of you looking for the Penn State-Maryland game, that game is available on FS2 and streaming on the Fox Sports app. We will get you out there at the immediate conclusion of our game. Last overtime game in this series was in 2017. Texas won 40-34 in double overtime right here behind Sam Ehlinger.
Boy, I tell you what,
Chris Kleiman's team just fighting back.
Don't they?
I tell you, he's a heck of a coach.
There's no doubt.
Same on the other sideline with Steve Sarkisian.
And this matchup, there is so much at stake. Defending Big 12 champ, obviously, what's at stake in the Big 12 is obvious. Both of these teams being 4-1 in the conference, but then you piggyback also the CFP hopes for Texas. No team has been to the CFP with 2 losses. They've already lost 1 to Oklahoma. So this huge season here on the brink.
Here, gentlemen, shake hands. Welcome to overtime. Great game so far. All right, here are the rules for overtime. Each team, each overtime, you'll get a timeout. Each team gets 1 timeout. They won't carry over to each overtime, okay? The winner of the toss will get a choice between playing offense, defense, or which end of the field, okay? If we get to a second overtime, we'll have to go for 2 if we score a touchdown, okay? Third overtime will be consecutive shots from the 3-yard line for 2 points, okay? Got it? Austin, you're good? There's the same coin. Blue side is heads, red eagle is tails. You good here, Jordan? Okay, what's your call going to be, Austin? Tails. Tails is the call. It is tails. Austin, Kansas State has won the toss, has elected to play defense. Okay. Kansas State, first down. That in.
All right, let's take a look at how we got here.
Well, majority of this game, you would have thought Texas was going to run away with it. But then Phillip Brooks, kind of lightning in a bottle, makes it 27-14. Huge mistake from Malik Murphy, the quarterback for Texas. Wildcats turn it into a touchdown. Great job by them, obviously. And then a turnover right away on the next series. And Kansas State all of a sudden will lead with the fumble recovery. They dial up the big play over the top. Jace Brown's in the end zone. The extra point was missed, but then Tennant, moments later, comes back and drills the 45-yarder. And it's only college football that this stuff happens. You fail on 2-point afters, a short field goal, and then here you come back with a huge field goal to tie it. It's been sensational.
So Kansas State electing to play defense after winning the toss. First down for young Malik Murphy. In his second start, Murphy underneath. That ball looks like it was tipped at the line of scrimmage.
I think it was. I think it was Mott again, number 38. We've seen that a couple of different times from Brendan Mott, the senior from Iowa City, Iowa. He's 6'5", and again gets up there. 38 top of your screen, doesn't even rush. He just gets up in those rush lanes.
Blocked it with his face mask.
It's the second time. Using his head all night.
Ha! 2nd and 10 at the 25. And they'll hand it to Brooks, trying to get outside, and he may have gotten a yard and a half. Sayamalo, the big fella in the middle, 340 from Hawaii with the tackle.
Boy, I tell you what, you talk about some nervousness now floating around this stadium. You can feel it. It is palpable, the nerves of the fans as they see their team with a 3rd and 9 here in the first overtime.
Texas led by as many as 20 points in this game, 17-0 at one time. 3rd down and 9. Murphy's got to make a play right here. Murphy, incomplete. Mitchell the target, and now that brings up 4th and 9.
Now you just got to kick it. There's no way around it. And again, Murphy just totally off, like wildly off as they're trying to bring that inside route back to the middle.
So Bert Auburn has had a great day. Good from 32, 49, 34 yards. This one from 42 yards away to take the lead. And it's good. 33-30 Texas. But here comes Kansas State. And they can win it with a touchdown.
Yeah, that's the best feeling in the world right there if you're the K-State defense. That is a huge win and a huge moment. And now as an offense, Will Howard is in there. And he is urging his team, it's in our hands. Finally, it's in our hands. We can go win it with a touchdown from the 25-yard line. Remember, in the second half, it's been primarily through the air, the passing game. They've done it with their slot receivers at times. Howard's been good getting outside of the pocket. And then the screen passes. That have been very effective in this second half for Kansas State.
From the 25. First down for K-State. What a comeback this would be. Howard throws it over the middle, caught inside the 10 by Sinnott. And the Wildcats are knocking on the door, a 19-yard gain.
I love what they do here because they kind of clear out with one route and then bring Sinnott in behind him. Find a soft spot. Howard's got time, which is the key. Good job by that offensive line. And then there's Sinnott, one of the league's best tight ends, now inside the 10.
First down and goal at the 6. And this Kansas State team, one of the best inside the red zone.
They are fantastic, and it's primarily because of the quarterback's ability to run the ball.
Howard runs it. Howard leans forward as he crosses the line of scrimmage and gets inside the 5. Taft with the tackle. 2nd and goal. The college football playoffs hanging in the balance for Texas. As you mentioned, no 2-loss team has evolved to the playoffs. 2nd down and goal at the 4. Howard, quarterback run, deflected, incomplete. He tried to do a Optimus climb there.
Yeah, that's exactly right. A little bit of a jump pass as he's going up towards the line of scrimmage, but it's Tavondre Sweat, 93. Great win against his man. He goes up and bats that away. Kansas State lucky that didn't end in the arms of a Longhorn. Turnover would end the game and result in a Texas win. And here we go. Biggest play so far here for this Texas defense. Have to get a stop.
3rd down and goal at the 4. Giddens in the backfield as the pistol. Howard drops back, looking, throws, incomplete. And that brings up 4th and goal. And the field goal unit is not coming out as of yet.
Chris Kleiman is keeping his offense on the field, and he's going for it. He didn't come here to tie it up. He didn't come here to go And this is essentially like scoring a touchdown, matching a touchdown, and going for 2. 1 snap for the game right now.
4th down and goal at the 4. Empty backfield for Howard. And a timeout called by Texas.
You know, Chris Kleiman, I love the aggressiveness. I would just say normally the road team, I would say yes, absolutely. You go for 2 or you go for it on 4th down. Why not have the game and the balance on 1 snap? But the difference here is that for the last quarter, the best team on the field has been Kansas State. Texas's offense has had an inability to move the ball whatsoever for the majority of the second half. Perhaps he doesn't trust his kicking game, even though they were able to hit that long field goal to send it into overtime. But nonetheless, this guy is making a bold decision right now. Will Howard back on the field with this offense. 1 snap to win it.
4th down and goal at the 4. Giddens, the pistol back. Will Howard backs up into the shotgun. Empty backfield. Howard looking. Howard scrambles. Howard lets it go. Incomplete. And Texas survives. 33-30. The final in overtime. What a win for UT. And downstairs with the victorious head coach is our Jenny Taft.
Well, Coach, there is something about when these 2 teams meet, and boy, did you need to fight to the finish. You said championship teams, they win ugly games, they win pretty games. What did you learn about your group today?
Well, we found a way to make it hard on ourselves today, turning the ball over the way that we did, especially in our end. But we just continue to fight, and I think that's what makes this team special. We talked about it yesterday. We find a way to win, and I think that's what championship teams do, and I think this is a championship caliber team. We got to keep trying to get better.
How would you evaluate your offense, Malik Murphy, and how he handled the ebbs and the flows of this game? What do you want to see from him moving forward if he is the guy?
Well, anytime you're playing with a backup quarterback, we lost our starting right tackle. We got a little nicked up. Some guys got banged up today. But inevitably, we got to take care of the ball better. But our bounce back was tremendous.
Enjoy this one. Congrats.
Thank you.
So let's take a look at the final play of the game.
They're trying to get a little corner route between, you've got Johnson and you've got Sinnott, and they're trying to get them on this angle and then a corner deep into the end zone, and it just never materialized. Texas did a great job dropping 3 guys, and at that point, the rush showed up. What early dominated the game was the defensive line and that pass rush, and then it showed up in the most important moment for Steve Sarkisian. What a great job by that defense here late to get the stop that needed. After all that fight and that bounce back and that resiliency from Will Howard and that K-State team, I would just say, and I said it before the snap, Gus, I'm normally all in favor for road teams going for it, like a 2-point play. But Kansas State was the better team for the last 10 minutes of the game. Could have extended this game with a field goal.
The final score here at Texas Memorial Stadium. Texas 33, Kansas State 30. Coming up next on Fox, Penn State takes on Maryland. For Jenny Taft and Joel Klatt, I'm Gus Johnson saying so long from Austin.